Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, a world champ, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for Sam LaRue, a.k.a. Octane. We got the multi-world champion, the multi-champion. Give it up for the legend, the icon, Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. We got some of the best analysis, world champ himself, Christopher Duarte, a.k.a. Parasite. And, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benji. Ben, talk to me. Go fuck yourself. What's up, Ben? Talk to me.
What's up?
Talk to me, Ben. You're not talking to me.
There's some good footy on in the morning. Was watching golf today. Obviously, big win for Scotty Scheffler. Guy's fucking the best shit. Obviously, there's a big Halo event going on. SSG ended up winning last map in the grand finals. So that was pretty lit. And honestly, Tom, we're heading to a major where I have no fucking clue, literally zero, who is going to win this fucking event.
There's a lot going on.
Is a standout favorite.
Yeah, we'll obviously get into it. But Chris, how are you? Chris, you doing all right? I know you're having some camera problems, but you look great, Chris. You look great.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I'm good. That New York Optic match was a banger. Can't wait to talk about that one. But, standard shit. Just excited for Miami. Finally done with all the qualifier matches, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%. We also got the one and only Sam LaRue, the human turret himself. Sam, how are you, Sam? You doing all right?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doped out of my mind currently.
Yeah.
Call of Duty today was fucking phenomenal.
We deserved a day like this, guys. We deserve this. We deserve this shit.
Give ourselves a pat on the back, man.
For
we
real,
deserve
bro.
this.
Give yourselves a round of applause, a pat on the back. Show each other some love. Let's spread some positivity. We earned this, guys. We earned this shit. Pat, how you doing, Pat? You doing all right, Slay? I know you got hit with a heartbreaker today.
No, Tom, I'm doing great.
Oh, you doing good? Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm doing phenomenal.
Okay, Pat, sorry.
Like I mentioned yesterday, Tom, I was going to bet against Optic, put my money where my mouth was, and I did. And Space Station Gaming did not disappoint, Tom. They beat Optic. And I cashed my bet.
Give you a round. That's
insane. That's insane. That's insane, Slay.
I can't lose, Tom.
Come on, Pat. You're talking about Halo.
I gotta tip that.
That's where all I said was I was betting against Optic, Tom. I didn't tell you which game I was betting against Optic in.
Pat, you know what? That fuck. I give you another one, Pat.
That's insane, bro. Because I can't say nothing. FaZe lost to Optic 2 times in Halo. We got knocked to the losers bracket, and then we lost to them in losers bracket. So we had a rough time against Optic in the.
But they're world champions, Tom. They're world champions.
They are world champs. They're fucking phenomenal. They're a great team. They just fell flat this weekend. How'd you guys enjoy the Halo? I know we all watched Halo a little bit this weekend. I was tuning in a little bit. What did you guys think about the Halo event?
I mean, I just love when you watch a Halo event that it doesn't take him 15 years to run fucking maps. They just get going,
bro.
They get the series going.
Even that grand final, Ben, that shit ended fast. We were good.
Yeah.
I looked down, and 2 maps already went by. I couldn't believe how fast they were getting maps going, but it's good work. Shout out to the Halo production team.
I mean, we still need a mini map on the fucking Halo fucking server client, but
yeah. So I don't understand. Did they never add? Why didn't they just add the mini map? It's got to be the most basic thing you can add to a game. And if I remember correctly, when Halo first came out, a lot of people loved it. People were like, it was like popping for a second when it first came out. Why didn't they update the game? Why don't they stay on top of the game?
They have updated the game. They actually just rolled out a big update, I think, for like matchmaking
and they didn't add the mini map
and shit. But I guess a mini map in the fucking caster, for whatever reason, they can't pull it off. I don't know. It would really help the viewer experience a lot if they added one.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. But let's talk about some of these COD matches because we had some bangers today. We start things off with Atlanta FaZe going up against the Los Angeles Guerrillas. FaZe now 5-2 in a stage. LAG 1-6. They got 1 win. And that is against Atlanta FaZe today. This one goes all the way down to a last map. Scroll down and take a look at the stat sheet. Thank God you picked it today,
Chris.
I didn't pick him today.
Chris, so you're telling me you pick LAG every week, and the one time you don't pick them, they get their W, Chris. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think I'm cursed.
Okay, so Chris, why don't you start things off? LAG, they've been absolute dog piss, but today they get a win against one of the best teams in the league. I mean, what happened today? How were they able to do it?
Well, I mean, you heard in the interview, they said their practice does not go how their matches go. So I guess they just, they had a good day today. But on top of that, I think they got a lot of their favorite maps here with high-res S&D in there. They play a lot of sub-base, and they've been playing Invasion. Granted, the Invasion didn't go their way. Yeah, like they've been playing a lot of these maps a lot, so they have a lot of reps. I mean, they finally were able to put it together against one of the best teams in the game. So, I mean, good for them. But, I mean, they still got a lot of work to do and a lot to prove going into this major. because we've been hard on them. I've been hard on them.
Yeah, we've all been hard on them. For sure, definitely. I mean, listen, they deserve to be critiqued, though. You know, they weren't winning any matches. So, I mean, at that point...
They won one respawn before this fucking series.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, at that point, I mean, we're obviously going to just call it how it is. But, Sam, what you think about the series? I mean, I was shocked today. I thought FaZe played like shit today. I'm going to be honest. I thought they played terrible today. But
It was a great 3v3 because Abe and Assault really didn't show up the game today. So LAG came out on top of the 3v3, and yeah, I mean, the first two maps, to Chris's point, were, I'm going to say LAG favored, but this could have been any map set, and I still would have thought FaZe would have won. But yeah, they kind of just looked like shit, to be honest. They still suck at sub base, which is alarming at this point in the year. They obviously thought that they had made enough strides on it in practice to play it in an official capacity, and that's going right back into the vault after today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, LAG showed up to game. I think this is just a trap series. We had a lot of like the record thing that could have beat the map consecutive win streak record today, so LAG shut that down. Yeah, it's just trap series through and through, to be honest.
I still want to have a conversation about Estriel because this is now twice against the top 4 teams that
he's a good
played
player,
well. He played well versus Optic, and he had a really fucking good series here.
Oh, yeah.
Against FaZe. So obviously, like, this guy has improved vastly since the beginning of the year. I mean, at the beginning, it was just kind of DiamondCon fame doing everything, and Estriel was kind of just there. But now he's actually been playing a lot better. Granted, their series, still aren't too good. I mean, there's some positivity there for Estriel and him.
Well,
moving
I mean,
forward.
listen,
Well,
I do want to say this.
ahead,
I do want to say this. Estriel's got double assault kills. That's a problem. That's a serious problem, bro.
Let's get the
Assault can't get kills right now.
duo back together, bro. That's been a long time duo in challengers for multiple years. That I think, listen, they're not going to pick someone up random. Give Flames a try.
You don't think they can get somebody better?
I also will
knows,
say
man?
that Assault played good yesterday, and then he also, I think, played decently versus Optic. So, I mean, I think this is still like an entire team issue. Granted, Assault usually is the one that's standing. It's either Assault or Fame that has
That
like
side
the real
just told me
stinkers.
everything I needed to know about what that was.
I mean, I don't know. These guys are still not good. They just all got to step it up.
What do you think, Pat?
Assault definitely has to.
Bro, listen, guys, it's one series. We've talked about this a million times for the last 3 years. I'm tired of teams making roster change based on one series. This whole squad sucks. I don't care who randomly has a good series. This team blows.
The whole squad? You don't like Estriel, Pat? I think Estriel's been good for them.
Bro, sure.
I like
he's been okay, but this team sucks. And it's a series where FaZe, we've seen them do this before. They're a locked-in top 4 seed. They're just fucking testing shit. They do maps. They don't care if they lose. We've seen it before. They most often win the series. Obviously, it was a good win out of fucking LAG. They got 2 SMDs, but we've talked about FaZe on sub base. They never play it otherwise. And for me, I mean, yeah, Estriel fried. Assault did terrible, but like we have a million series to go off of. It's not like Estriel is comparable to Gwyn, where it's like he's good every series, because that's not the case. But this whole squad sucks. Let's be honest. And I'm tired of seeing teams be like, oh, wow, this guy did good this series. He shouldn't get dropped. Like, bro, this whole team sucks. It's just, let's call it for what it is. This team's going to Miami. They're going to get 12th. We're going to be back here talking about blow it up, who they can get, et cetera, et cetera.
Well,
like, let's not take this one series for something that is going to be a long-term success for this team.
I mean, I agree with you, Pat. I still think at the end of the day, obviously, it's a great victory for LAG today. FaZe, obviously, ego child. And if you're going to ego child, you better play good. And they did not play good. But for LAG, the interesting thing after the series now is with the way the bracket is, they're going to play their FaZe or Thieves on Friday.
They're going to play Thieves.
So they're getting an immediate rematch against one of the teams they played in the last week.
We don't know they're going to play FaZe.
What do you mean, Sam?
I'm just, FaZe coming off a tough L today.
Oh,
LAT
right.
looking, we beat LAG. I don't know, Pat.
What about when you played FaZe like a week ago?
We don't care about the past, Ben.
Sam, I fear that Atlanta FaZe has never lost in winners round 1.
Until Miami.
I don't think that's true. I think they lost it. Well, hold on. They've lost in the first round of winners, but on the old format. Oh no, they lost Vanguard. You guys, didn't they, Pat? Didn't they lose you guys, Sam?
To you, Sven?
You guys.
No, sorry.
You played Vanguard?
5 years.
To Sam, didn't they lose you guys at the New York event, Vanguard?
Yes.
Yes, that's the last time it's probably happened.
Oh my God, what, 4 years ago? Jesus.
Oh my God, Thieves beat them winners round 1. History repeats itself.
Correct,
crazy,
brother.
Bro.
Ah,
That's fucking
shit.
crazy. I mean, you never know, bro. COD is COD. People could show up on people could show up on depending on the day. Hopefully that doesn't happen as a fellow FaZe fan. But we got to talk about some of these plays going into the series because they were not good. We talked about FaZe's struggles in sub-base. Sam, I agree with you. That's probably going right back into the bin.
1-6.
Which I just wouldn't expect them to be bad at this map. I don't know why it's like a struggle for them. But to give you guys an example, here's one break where LAG was able to get in here. I thought this was an opportunity for FaZe to lock down some solid time at LAG. They were able to break on in, and it starts here with Draza. He gets picked in the back. It's a big play from Fame, top 3. And then you can see they just swarm on in from top door through front. I mean, just to ask you guys, what do you think happened with FaZe in this setup here? How did that setup collapse so easily? This is an opportunity.
They ISO'd the guy in the back, and then ISO'd the guy in the room, the guy on the staircase back down. He didn't even help him. FaZe is just dog shit at this map, bro. They don't play this shit. They tried playing against LAG, and they can't beat this team on it. They're chalked.
Let's add solutions though for the setup. Let's add a solution.
It's a credit map, but it does not play this strength. So say someone like Tyler Beasy, but I mean it's. To Chris's point, like once they kill Draws here and they can single the guy out a window, then like you see Abe in the back of the stairs, like he's obviously getting pinched. He's got to pick one gunfight and hopefully win it. And he doesn't. Like, I mean, so
yeah, there's not really like a big solution here. Like FaZe is trapped. They're cornered on the map. Like this is all LAG, like having so much map pressure that like FaZe is forced to play, a weird tight setup and pray they just, get the timings, and they didn't. So. Good on Fame to get that kill in the back and then break in and take the gunfight against the guy in the room.
Yeah, I think if you were Zach, probably just keep your L trigger up right there. I mean, I would probably predict people trying to break through top 3 and through mid. Like I feel like a lot of people are going to try and make plays through there and get kills. I think Zach should just chill right there and try and play. And then once he falls, you can already see how the setup kind of collapses in the hill because Abizi has to turn and the guy on the point is kind of soloed out. And it was a really good break from LAG. They took really good routes there and they broke down the setup of FaZe, bro. FaZe got absolutely fucking horked right there. So good break there from LAG, and that's gonna build onto their lead. LAG is able to get they're able to build onto their lead a little bit there, and then we hop in to the next P5, and this is another setup where I'm like, if FaZe are gonna bring this back, it's right here. They have a full setup on a P5 hill. You can see a couple kills go down in favor of FaZe, but you can just see how this ends up breaking apart for him. Draza, he gets sold out here by pushed out oil. He ends up dying. And then Simp, he tries to go on a pinch here. I would like to see Simp maybe try and hold his shots here. He might have been able to get 2, but he kind of gets around the corner. He ends up getting traded out. You can see LAG. I just love the way they played for the good spawns there. How LAG all wrapped back through old P2 and played for oil rig and played for that side of the map. Because now look at FaZe. They're just in an absolute blender.
You're back up, Tom. Where was Tyler Beasy in that scene?
He was holding pinch for 15 seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be there. I don't think he needs to be. Like, if anything, that's where you want them to be. If anything, I feel like maybe Abe should come to hill and then Force should bump off and then go help Jaza. You know what I mean? Or how would you guys play the situation here? Because I feel like Abizi should get to the hill.
Tyler. I think it's just a poor read. Like Simp won the fight on the right side of the map that would be the guy pinching, and you should know that no one's going to fucking pinch tunnel on a P5 hill. So I think Tyler playing for this pinch was just a poor read on his part, and he should have been like on God Heady Top Snow trying to help.
Or he should have bumped number 4.
That's what I said. He probably should have bumped him because Draza has the info. He knows they're all pushing the back. Sim's flanking him. He does. And the last, you want them spawning by that P3 water area, like where FaZe is spawning right now. That's where you want them spawning. So you want to get the fuck out of there, especially when your team's getting kills. And try and flip these spawns. But instead, it's FaZe who get put in these blenders. And it was a good play from LAG because they use their numbers and they play for the spawns, where right there, it seemed like FaZe blacked out.
They were just a little slow on the rep, Tyler was.
Yeah. So just really, another good break from LAG. Those were the 2 breaks of the map that I thought won them the map. And it was just good plays from them. Really good plays. So LAG, they come out. They win the map 1, and then we hop into the search and destroy. Now, I'll be honest, with FaZe on his high rise, they keep solo channeling B Street. They're not doing a good job locking down B Street. And we know how important B Street is on high rise S&D. Like, it's definitely a power position. Like, you got the propane, and you can get outside the map, and you can push up and get onto the B bomb. So I just think FaZe, there was too many rounds where they got blooded B Street. And LAG, they were doing a good job, again, using their numbers and taking advantage of it. That Draza was playing there by himself sometimes. Simp was there by himself. And LAG did a good job, like reading that. And you can see how quick that round went by. They just use their numbers. They go B Street, and they take care of business. But go ahead, Chris. You gonna say something?
I wonder if we've seen this B Street issue. Sorry, Chris, a number of times now with FaZe on this map. I wonder if maybe they consider swapping where Draws and MC play on this map. Let Draws play that left window, look for the low run, and put MC on B Street. But go ahead, Chris. I think that's a possible
I would
solution.
say High Rise is one of these maps that's just very like straightforward. I think you can pretty much get away with doing the same strat on defense or damn near the same strat every time on defense, just because A is in such a dog shit spot for like the offensive team that like there's no reason to not stack the B Street and like over aggress it and pretty much just deny early control of it as a team.
This round they stacked it. They just lost the fights here.
I'm talking about more so the defensive team. The offensive team, like it's kind of up to them what they want to do. But I'm talking about from the defensive side, like if you can just get early control of this by like spam nading the other window and just getting pushed up, like you can see a bomb from inside the B site. You can play and you can also cut mid from there. So like there's almost like no point in not doing it. I'm sure like, you know, a lot of people want to try and throw different looks, but like I said, I think this map is very straight up. It's just very reaction based on top of like where you get information. And there's just like no point in not stacking the B Street because you just essentially just deny so much of the map by doing so. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't like them giving it up and just having one guy play back on it because they gave up so much map control. They got first blooded and then the round's basically over once they lose that street.
Yeah, I agree. B Street's very, very important. And in FaZe, these rounds get away from them quick. I mean, 2 or 3 rounds go by in the blink of an eye. And then we go into the 2-5 round, and honestly, this probably should have been a 6-2 LAG, but MC was able to just pop a 2-piece out of his ass right there. And they were able to push us to a last and final round. We could pull up the final round to see how LAG was able to win it. You can see DiamondCon last one up. There he goes. But let's head over to the final round of the search. This is kind of how it broke down for FaZe, and they finally decided to change up their look. I mean, Study was saying it the whole time during the map, like stop going B Street, maybe switch up the looks a little bit, try some different spots of the map, and they get 2-piece grenaded by Estriel down here by bottom blue. So things definitely a great pre-nade there from Estriel, but yeah, they caught the grenade there, and it was a masterclass from the LAG in the map number 2. Guys, any thoughts on the S&D on the map 2?
I mean, yeah, besides what I said, I mean, like if you go back and watch like all of LAG's defenses, they're pretty much doing a variant of the same thing every time where they're essentially just stacking this B side because I mean, they're good at this map. Like, you can say anything you want about LAG, but this is a map
good at this map.
They have a history of beating a lot of teams on it. And they pretty much do a variant of the same strat every round of defense, just stacking this B side. So, I mean, teams just should take note of it. I know it's hard to take note of a team like LAG, but you should.
What would they take note of?
I'm talking about how like they stack the B Street on their defenses, and like that's just something that like FaZe wasn't doing consistently.
And then we get into the Invasion Harp. I'm going to skip the control, which is 5 defensive wins in a row. That I didn't feel like I saw anything there. FaZe was just able to get more ticks on their O's, and they just won all their D's. So it was a good play in the control. Then we hop into the Invasion Hard Point, and just some weird spawns coming in over here on this P5. Abeezy actually read the spawns, which I thought was kind of crazy, but I'm just going to let it play out here. You can see Abeezy. He ends up dying towards gas side, and then he ends up spawning right there, right where he died again, which I don't even know why he spawned there. I thought number 5 pushing that out might have blocked that spawn, but I guess not. You got to really be in there to block it. But then take a look at the spawns here. Number 1 spawns front on top of DiamondCon, and then the spawns come in for LAG. Got another one here back gas, and then Abeezy, he ends up getting the kills here, and then look at the spawns again. Abeezy gets the gas control. He gets the kills. The front spawn's wide open. Now they're spawning in the back when they probably should be spawning front. So
I was actually going to mention there's 3 spawn points on that hill, like towards the front, Tom. One's by the cage.
Yeah.
One's like right behind the barricade behind Ice Cream, and one is actually in Ice Cream. So you just saw Invasion masterclass spawns right there in terms of how fucking terrible they are.
Seriously, it's just unreadable there. I mean, to be fair, I mean, Abeezy was one with the shit right there. He was understanding the weird spawns and the presence there. I mean, you just got to be on your toes. But I mean, coming off spawn here, if you're DiamondCon, you're losing fucking full, bro. If you're DiamondCon and number 1 comes off spawn right behind you, I mean, I would probably lose fucking composure right here. I mean, he spawns Ice Cream, and then 2 seconds later, he gets shot in the back by a guy who just spawned there. So very, very shit spawns, but I will say here in the Invasion, it was a Draza masterclass, guys. I thought Draza had an insane map number 4 here. Actually, I don't know what his final stats were for.
Like 33 and 14 or something.
I think he had he had a 2.33 with 6,300 damage. He was 35 and 15 here in the map number 4. I mean, he was just having a field day on the map. Just doing what he does on Invasion, just roaming the map, getting kills, keeping the time white. I mean, that time limit goes down fast now on Invasion Hardpoint. We see how that map plays out now. It's very kill heavy now, right? Like, it's very mixy now.
It's just hard to hold like a concrete setup, especially with hills like P4 and P5 on that map. It's so easy to keep like people just on crosses instead of actually getting into the hill and staying down. You can just like spawn up and hold the cross. So
yeah, hopefully
Vista comes in for Invasion because I'm tired of watching it.
Yeah, no, agreed. And then we hop into the last map. This is the S&D here. And honestly, DiamondCon, I don't know how the fuck he was able to do this shit, bro. DiamondCon clutches a 1v2 here. This is a big round. FaZe have an opportunity to go up 3-1 here. DiamondCon with 20 seconds left. He also needs to get the bomb to defuse. He also needs to defuse the bomb. He's able to take down Simp. Uses the dead frag grenade to halt MC. And then MC's trying to swarm and play his life, but DiamondCon puts the pressure on him, gets the kill, and he gets the defuse. What a play from DiamondCon. What a fucking play.
Did you guys like in the beginning, even before this 1v2, Chris in their post plan just kind of stuck the ice cream and didn't take the center block to try and watch across? Did you like that play from Chris?
I don't mind it.
Got shot in the back.
I don't mind it, but like as soon as Connor shoots his gun, Simp and his teammate Celium, they just need to like pounce on him, especially once that nade goes down. Just ego chow, like hard ego chow, and just kill him. Like they just, I don't know, they just took 2 separate 1v1s.
Yeah, I mean,
Simp just trolled, bro. That's literally all it is. If he just throws shoulders, everything that happened in this round was completely fine. If Simp just didn't instantly die, they win the round for free.
Yeah, he throws shoulders, he stays alive.
They had no info on where Connor was the entire time either, Ben. So Simp can't just ran out and hold and just assume that he's not going to get shot in the back.
No,
like Simp thought he was flanking here. Like
to go to the car. No, I'm not saying to like run out of ice cream, but I hear you on just.
Yeah, Connor didn't shoot his gun until like they saw him right here.
Yeah, because MC's kind of fucked on the fucking.
Yeah, I mean, if Simp just doesn't hard challenge, they win the round. That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree. He throws shimmies, get the info, plays time. If anything, you wait till MC gets into like a confrontation, then he chows out, and he should be able to clean up that round. But really good plays there from DiamondCon. I love the IQ play, throwing the detonate on the tractor and kind of just forcing MC to stay down. Then we go into the 2-2 round. It's Tyler Abeezy who makes the play initially. He gets him off the bomb. I just didn't like the play he made after. He overchows. I mean, right here, I don't think he needs to jump out like a madman right here. It's a 4v3. You do your part. You get the first blood. If anything, maybe play back here, and then he jumps out, and whatever. He jumps out. He's still good here, and then he tries to chow this guy Tank and kind of gets blended. Now it's a 3v3 situation. You see the other FaZe guys, they start swarming now. LAG, they got that bomb control, and it was Simp who gets picked out B Street. Now the numbers have completely flipped, and this round just looks completely different. So a first blood from Abeezy just kind of gets thrown out the window. What'd you guys think there? You think he overchowed, or do you disagree with me there?
No, he 100% did.
Yeah, because Simp or whoever was on his street, he also has an angle on A search. Like if you go on that bridge wide, you can see like a little bit onto that bomb site, and he also has his wide street. So Abe could just stay down and like make it so that they have to chase him.
Yeah, he checked. He did his job getting the kill off the bomb, but after that, he could have just backed up to his original spot before he jumped out because his teammate, like Chris said, had A street, and I think whoever was like mid court had his mid tank call out. So Abe had all the info needed. Yeah. If he just had backed up to like his original spot.
And then I just like the way LAG used their streak here. They actually just give up the B site, and I think they play around the streak. And they just do a really good job. They let them get the B site. They call in the streak. They get a blood. They also get the info off of that. And then you can see the two guys playing through CD are able to just work together. Fame's able to find one, and Simp, he's kind of just stuck there. Tractor was also a good pickup from Estrio. Just watch out for this late flank. They had the info, so they knew where everybody was. And they just broke down Atlanta FaZe. They broke them down here. It was good plays from
Was this
LAG
the round
there.
where NYSL had the like cool angle with the fucking cracked door? Was that this round?
I think not.
No, I think it was a round before this. Yeah.
This is something that goes way back to the days of like World War II, especially since back then we didn't have like trophy systems that stopped crews. We don't now, so it kind of is the same. A lot of the time, you kind of have to realize when a cruise is coming down if one of your players is fucked, and that is going to be the guy on bomb in this situation. If that guy's screwed and you know he's probably going to get cruised, everyone else needs to just like hold map control and hold their positionings, because what the team that's streaking wants you to do is to give up map control and run indoors, right? But like the streak's realistically only going to kill one. So like Draza giving up his like positioning on that like car, watching like the pinch and dark and stuff like that, because he ran into broken, right, is what like gave LAG the opening to run out and like kill him. If he would have just sat there and been like, okay, you're either killing me or the guy on bomb, because one of us is gonna die.
Right.
He maintains his power position and probably catches LAG with his pants down.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. W analysis from Duarte.
Yeah, somebody just has to eat the cruise, bro. Like, it's gonna happen all the time.
Yeah, and then right here, this is the last and final round. They just the sim gets blooded. I mean, the tags come in. They didn't have a trophy down, or maybe they didn't get it down in time. I really don't know, but sim gets blooded by a grenade, and FaZe is forced to back off the site. It's Draza who has to run away. The numbers are coming in, and LAG, they do a great job. After they get the pick, they use that pick, and they use their numbers, and they get aggressive. Still a minute left on the clock, and they're already over by this B bomb site, and I just like how they take their map control there. And of course, you have FaZe, who's kind of just in a tough spot now. I mean, Sim gets picked. Abizi's trying to make a play through dark, and the shots come in, and Diamond Khan's able to take him out. And then, of course, the FaZe guys are just stuck ice cream here. So really, really good plays from the Los Angeles Guerrillas. They were able to get the dub here. Guys, any final thoughts on the series? I thought LAG looked good today. I mean, granted, it is one day. It's just one day. I will agree with Pat. It's only it's one series. It's one day. But you got to give credit where credit's due. LAG came out, and they got the W today, and they made good plays. So good job to LAG. Any final thoughts, guys?
I think on the FaZe side, listen, like I get you want to test maps, but again, if you're gonna test maps, you better bring your A+ teamwork. Otherwise, you look like really stupid for, picking team A and picking sub base and then losing it, and then you give the other team the preferred search map too, and you got to make the reverse sweep. So
Yeah.
learning lessons there.
Yeah. No, 100%. Okay. All right. Let's move in. Any final thoughts, guys? Any final thoughts or no?
No, let me get
FaZe played like absolute shit.
here.
Bro, did you guys? I just bring it up while we're waiting. Did you guys see this Apex stuff going on right now?
What happened?
Hackers are literally going on to pros accounts mid-tournament right now and installing hacks while they're in the match.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Tommy,
Like,
here's a
It's been
clip
like
of it if you
3
want to pull it
people
up.
right now.
Yeah, can you DM it to me on Twitter?
This
Racer?
is insane.
Yeah, I got
bro.
you. Bro,
Wait,
this is
so
like
they're
insane.
getting
Imperial
hacked?
How it just happened to Imperial How it happened to 2 dudes before this.
What?
Yeah, like they're playing in the finals of this ALGS tournament.
Yeah.
And then hacks just appear on their screen.
Yeah, and then a hacker is on their account and like
Just giving them
spamming
shit.
chat with like
Holy
who,
fuck,
who
Twitter
they are
quality
hacking
is
them
fucking ass.
and fucking
So
putting aimbot
are they like
and-
taking control of their like PCs type shit?
One of
they're
the players,
playing.
yeah.
Putting it on them, yeah. But this guy had aimbot. The other guy had wall hacks. Like,
You know what's crazy? So this is just obviously off topic with COD, but their like anti-cheat's been getting fucking flamed because like all the like there's so many hackers and they're like rank playing shit every single season, and like a bunch of people on their security team got laid off as well. So like, bro, is
What a coincidence.
is this an inside job?
bro, Tom, look at this one. I'm gonna put it in.
Bro, did you guys see this shit? Look at the clip. Look at the clip I'm playing. This is listen to Imperial How. He's like, what the fuck? Listen, let's do it.
Shoot now. I'm cheating. I'm fucking shit. I got aimbot. I have aimbot.
Oh no.
You gotta leave the game, bro. You gotta leave the game.
The door's blocked. Tick, break it.
Break it.
Tom, look at the one I DM'd you.
I have aimbot right now. I literally have aimbot. What if I just don't shoot? What if I just don't shoot?
Yeah, he's trying to not shoot in a fucking tournament, bro. I mean, that's fucking insane.
There's a clip,
Look at the one I
clip
DM'd
if
you.
find, is the
That
one
one's
walls?
insane.
Is the walls
Yeah, it's
one?
the wall hack
Yeah.
one.
That one's crazy.
Imagine hearing your teammates say, "Bro, leave the game." Like, no, bro.
Nah, bro, I
I'm
hear
playing
my
with you.
teammates say that. I'm cheating, bro.
Well,
Like,
this is
we get it.
this is
let's
like the
lock into the clip real
this is
quick,
like
guys.
the
Let's lock
last
into the clip.
qualifier week, right, for LGS?
Hold on, Ben, hold on. Let's lock into the clip.
Getting
Yeah,
hacked.
this
I'm
is
getting
the
hacked. But
I know. Sure. Can you play the game?
bro, I'm getting hacked.
I know, but can you play?
Yeah, but it's cheating. The fuck?
I know. Sure. I know. What?
Like what?
No, but is it fucking?
Look at the chat
Yes,
on the
I
left
can
side of the
see
screen.
everyone,
That's
like,
the hacker spamming.
I didn't leave the game, right? Yeah, I'm leaving. Like what the?
Admin's now. Nick, admin's now.
But
admin's now.
I left. Like
Admin's now.
What the fuck?
That's fucking crazy.
Bro.
He has his hands up. Yo, he's so sus. He's so
I have to
scared.
Did you
leave.
leave the match?
I have to,
Bro,
yes,
I would be
have to, yes.
terrified. My whole chat be spamming 4K, bro, if this
There's
happened to
like,
me,
there's
bro.
like 3 of
they
them
would.
so far. There's like 3 of them so far.
Come, you got that, boys. Come on.
I'm cheating. Like, I know you're cracked, bro. Calm down. Lock in.
Any kills?
Bro,
the
yeah,
fuck
did
can they
you
install
hear
cheats mid-game?
Did you hear his teammate? He was like, I'm cheating. He's like, it's okay.
He's like, okay, call
Motherfucker,
out
what?
then.
Bro, I know you're fucking
Tell us who's
twisted, bro.
here.
He's like, where are they? Call out. Bro, what the fuck? Yeah, that's fucking hilarious, bro. That's actually fucking nuts. So what are they doing now? What do you do about that?
They're postponing the qualifiers right
That's
now.
fucking
so.
insane, bro.
Yeah, you have to postpone, bro.
Nah, just
Yeah.
let
Wait,
everyone play with wall
wait,
hacks and
It's
aimbot.
for,
If
it's for the last land spot, I think. So it's a big
It'd be way more
qualifier.
entertaining.
If what Heggy
Yeah.
said is true though, like imagine firing your security team and then this shit happens, you have to rehire them. Like how awkward is that gonna be?
Fucking literally not say inside job, bro. How the hell can people hack your game mid-game and take over your character and
That makes
install
no sense.
cheats onto your screen?
Remote exploits like that are extremely rare. I've actually can't recall ever
That's gonna
seeing
start
that.
that's gonna start happening in COD, bro. You're gonna pull up Shotzi stream playing ranked, all of a sudden he's gonna have aim lock or
No,
wall
no
hack.
one,
Nah,
no one
that
should
would
be
be
able to
insane.
execute. No one should ever be able to execute remote code on you like ever in any app. But yeah, feel for the EA guys because I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do now.
That's
So-
insane.
Jimbo's
Yeah.
fucking back. He's back,
Somebody
guys.
said Apex needs Ricochet.
Oh
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's
not
fucking
Ricochet.
crazy, but
we got ASIM here. ASIM, let's talk about the Boston series.
yeah,
Tom,
let's
you wanna
lock
go into
in.
it?
Let's move on to the next series. We got Seattle Surge going up against the Boston Breach. Boston Breach get the 3-0 victory here over Seattle. It seemed very comfortable for the Boston Breach. We also got ASIM in here from Boston to hop in and talk about the series. ASIM, what's going on?
Going on, guys?
Oh,
It was a
Jesus
nice
fucking Christ. Sorry. Oh, Jesus. Oh,
little
sorry.
jump scare, Tom. It's a guy
Little
who's a part
jump
of
scare.
the-
Sorry, sorry. Little jump
I'm
Yeah,
scare.
part of it.
1.93 is
Can I ask
terrifying,
a-
bro.
can I ask a
Holy shit.
question? First question. ASIM, I know it's been up and down stage and going in this one, like this was obviously like a win and you guys are in bracket, winners bracket. If not, then you guys are in losers. Like what was the mindset coming in playing a Seattle team? And obviously, this is in a weak bit of form right now.
I mean, we didn't take them lightly. I think our practice leading up to this match was probably the best we've had. So we're just really just focusing on practice and then translating into matches. And I mean, I know for them, like it's probably really chalked in there. Like probably the environment shit because I've been a part of those type of teams where you just catching so many L's and like everyone's just like mental is so chalked. So it was definitely easier on that front, but we didn't take it lightly. We needed this one for winners, so we were going really hard.
Yeah. Also, before we move on, there's a lot of people in the chat right now that are saying that we didn't roast FaZe. That they're saying FaZe buys. Where I think quote unquote few people, and this is a few people. It's not one guy. People are saying we didn't critique FaZe
They
and we
watched the
let
first-
them off the hook. That we let them off
Bro,
the hook.
they played
They-
sub base, which they never play in their lives. Like these guys clearly just went into this match like, okay,
they've
let's
Yeah,
played
try
but
some
but,
stuff.
but
You know
I'm
what I mean, you know
confused.
what I
Like,
mean.
did,
We literally just watched like 3
did we
clips of
not
us
just critique all the
them.
dumb
And-
shit
and
they
we
just
all-
did and just say
blind?
that they just played like shit today? So confused.
People, I know we don't want to, but people are blind. Bro.
You
So
know what I mean?
Are we getting one guide right now?
No. There was
No.
multiple. No.
We're
There was a
getting-
lot.
we're
Nah.
getting 10 guys- we're getting
Nah.
10 more
Nah,
on
there was a
TikTok,
lot
let's
of people
move
in
on.
there saying that it's crazy that we're not critiquing FaZe and that we let them
Tom,
off the
let's
hook.
not get we're getting 10 more on, bro. Let's just move on. We're getting 10 more.
No,
on.
I'm just saying. I just want people to understand that we definitely critique FaZe. I just called them shit. They played like shit today. Sometimes I feel like people got selective hearing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a little weird.
I don't
I'm
know,
sorry.
bro. The flanks presented by FaZe. There's a lot of bias coming
I
out
don't
of this fucking
know.
show.
It
dude.
also
I'm
ate
tired
some
of it.
friendship cheese. A .93, Asim, you went off today. You did your fucking thing. Talk to me, Asim. What happened, Asim? What happened? How'd you 3-0 these guys? It looked like a pretty comfortable win from you guys. Talk to me.
Yeah, listen, man. I don't know if you guys saw our tweet, but we got server cheese. That's what I'm gonna blame my .9 on. But the search was, was clean. That's all that
Wait,
matters.
what server should you have played on?
We should have played on Denver, but they couldn't connect to it, so they just put us on an even more west server, which I thought was
Damn, they
Hell,
still
I
got
forget.
3-0
Put
and
you on
12.
LA or
Lord.
what?
put us on Salt Lake.
So
Oh,
what were you guys
sheesh.
pinging? You know?
I think we were pinging 57, and they were pinging 55, but they were pinging 55 on the MLT cheese.
Oh, so they had 2 ping.
That's tough. That's fucking
All
tough.
good.
I
They
don't,
still got
you know
3-0
how it
in
is.
12
I
minutes, bro.
don't understand. It's funny see
them play
people
on
say
those.
excuses, but you guys won 3-0.
Just let him play on host, bro. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Why can't they get a server that's bounced? Is it just not a server that they can get ASIM that's bounced
I
for you
mean,
guys?
I just don't get
mean-
how Boston's northeast and Vancouver's northwest, so just put us on a central, call it a day. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. ASIM, I
Get
actually
like a fucking Montana server or some shit. Like,
MLT,
think-
by the way, for the chat is like the artificial ping where they like add ping to your
Yeah.
shit. So like Seattle didn't actually have a 50 ping. They had lower. They got their ping added.
yeah. Yeah, also somebody said they don't know why they moved to Vancouver. I don't know why Seattle went there either, but
I think Seattle's based from Vancouver,
They
right?
are.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think
it's
that's
an
probably why they
online
went-
league. It's an online league. Well, why
That's
would they
the
want
granddad
to?
organization. Abuz is running a sub.
But you know how ownership is. Ownership always wants.
Abuz is running a sub, and they live in Vancouver. They're morons.
Yeah,
From my
no, 100%.
understanding, like of the situation is that there's a sponsor and partner reason why they had to go to Vancouver. Basically, like in order to lock that in, they had to move. And like I haven't seen and see like the reason for it. Like is there main contact with a sponsor partner? I don't know. But to you guys' point, like you're playing for 10 CDL matches to split. Being in Dallas would be way more helpful than being in the Pacific Northwest. And when you play FaZe, Toronto, Boston, Miami, you're playing across a giant fucking country, and it's just not a fucking ideal. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will say this. It's an online league. I don't understand the benefit of them being in Vancouver. And if they're going to turn around and say, the only argument I've ever heard from organizations is that they want them there for content. So like they can come into the office, do this, do that, boom, boom. I haven't seen a lick of fucking content from the Seattle Surge. So so what's the point? What's the fucking point of being there? They could be in Texas playing on fucking...
they could be anywhere. It won't matter,
content. Bro. They put out their documentary series, and the only interview they had was like with Alec. Like what interaction are they having with these guys? I just don't get the reason for them to be, this team. Listen, the Seattle team, you watch them play. I don't think they're very disciplined. Like they make the map super chaotic and random, and I'm sure it's absolutely like just horrible to play on their side.
Yeah,
but they got to get themselves in a better online situation because within or out, like they are going to continue to slide farther down the standing.
Yeah, and then some people are like, they do make content. They've uploaded videos. Yeah, whoop de fucking do. In fucking 5 months, they've made one video? 2
Guess
videos?
What gets you more fans and videos? Winning. Who cares? This team is fucking terrible, bro.
Yeah,
period. It doesn't matter what they could. The server could be in their living room and they would get 3 of them. This team sucks.
What did you think about the series, Pat? 3-0 victory for Boston Breach. What'd you think? That's what you think?
Oh,
you fell asleep?
Yeah, man. Great win from Boston. Wow, Seattle sucked, Tom. I'm tired of having this team in the league until they make some roster changes. Arcity's somehow still the worst player on the team. They haven't dropped him. And I'm going to go out on a limb, Tom, and say that even after this event, when they go and get dead last, that Alec is still going to be on this team. That's my prediction.
I don't see how them we
and not just Alec. There's more, but I'm mind blown.
So here's what I think I'm learning now with the Seattle team. Like Alec, obviously individually, there's definitely work he can do. But if we listen to their like listen-ins and all that, like Alec really is the only one that's effectively calling out at all times and like trying to do something on the map. What I'm realizing
that's
now
probably
with the
true.
others,
I don't
what
doubt
I'm realizing
that.
now is we've always known that Kyler, has a very like roamy kind of aggressive play style and makes things chaotic. I'm starting to realize now the other two as well kind of almost do the same thing at times. I feel like it's gotten worse now with Brezzy on it. Like
but they were playing eights. Like,
bro, we were watching this map and the fucking second hill of Karachi ace him, the spawns flipping and shit like that. You guys are probably mind blown at what's going on the map where they're getting kills and they're giving you guys fucking ideal spawns on the map for no reason.
They're playing eights. They're playing eights.
Correct.
Bro,
They're running around reacting.
Fucking crazy.
Bro, Seattle literally plays the game to react. They run around reacting. Oh, I got a 2-piece here. Let's go fucking do something. Like,
ooh, I see someone.
There's no system. There's no structure. 2 of them don't even speak English in their first language. Their communication is horrible. This team sucks, bro. I'm like, sorry to fucking not sugarcoat it, but like,
I want to extend it past the team. It's the franchise.
It's got to be real.
This is the worst franchise in the CDL. In terms of team building and actually making decisions, when have they made a good one in the last?
Think about
the whole spread situation.
LAG is the worst one.
They got lucky.
Carolina, Vegas don't have an event when Seattle's won a fucking
we have
event.
this literal exact conversation verbatim like 2 weeks ago.
Every year.
This is the exact same conversation.
But bro, they didn't even sell Pred when they had the opportunity
what about Carolina? What about
this is where Ben starts flaming Vegas. This is the part where Ben takes over the show and flames Vegas.
I think LAG has made the worst. No, I think LAG has made the worst franchise decisions when it comes to roster building.
At least LAG
they literally
gave
signed
up.
Pat for like $300,000, bro. Like,
it was more than that.
It was more than that. Okay,
it was much more than that.
Attaboy, Pat. Attaboy.
At least LAG gave up.
Hold on. How can we say that Seattle?
At least they gave up and realized they're making terrible business moves. Seattle's doubled down.
Nah, you can't say Seattle's the worst. Lamar saved them for 2 whole years, bro.
But they literally let Pred. What was Pred's buyout? Like a record amount, and they just let that guy walk for free.
Yeah,
when their
that was
season
insane.
Was
that was fucking insane.
Their
season was chalked regardless.
Yeah, but
they built multiple rosters with millions of dollars. They are the worst business ran org that I've ever seen.
Well, no, I think LAG is.
No, they're pretty
because
bad.
LAG would take #1 on that for obvious reasons.
LAG, at least the management finally got some sense, and they fired everybody that they hired that was absolute morons.
They just pulled out.
No, they got
completely.
rid of all the moron management that they hired in the first place. It's pretty simple.
And it goes back to what we were. It goes back to what we were.
Jobs.
Well, it wasn't their fault, but it was the upper management fault, and those guys finally got let go.
Yeah, they're a terrible run business. They'd be #1 on the fucking list. No?
Yeah, Pat, I still don't understand.
Seattle's doubling down and still burning cash.
Okay, but like they didn't fucking spend millions of dollars to grow their business and then get their fucking limbs chopped off.
I mean, they're still wasting money. Yes.
And then, by the way, see, like if we look at overall results over years, like Seattle's gonna fucking take them on LAG. And by the way, you're not even fucking talking about Carolina or fucking Vegas, but anyway.
Because those guys aren't even teams in my mind.
What a surprise!
Those guys have paid minimums the whole time. They're not even in the same atmosphere.
I can't believe you're LAG biased. She's on this show.
Yo, some good serious today, bro.
What are you saying? I'm saying
your point
Seattle's the worst.
Fucking nice.
LAG is second worst.
I appreciate it, my brother.
Carolina's
Thank you, brother.
third worst.
Yeah, guys.
Look at what Seattle's done year after year.
We're going in circles. So let's move on. I have a clip that I want to show Asim. Asim, I'm actually really curious about this. Did Snoopy call this guy out, Asim? This guy so right here he sees Hook go in the back and he starts preeming there as well. Did he call out? Did you know he was there? Because you end up not looking and then you get shot in the back. I just thought maybe I don't know if the comms were off or maybe it was hectic or maybe he didn't say. You know what happened there or no?
One thing I will say is I did not know he was in the back, but I can't confirm nor deny if he said it because I don't remember.
Maybe you blacked out, so you don't know.
Maybe I blacked out or he didn't say it. There's two options, but I don't remember him saying it.
Someone's blacking out.
Somebody blacked out.
I'll put it on me, though. I probably blacked out. It's probably me.
We'll go to the VOD on Monday when the comms are
W team.
By the way, real quick.
No, I had no idea.
Surge has more all-time Series L's in the CDL than Legion and Ravens, by the way.
Yeah, and Legion and Ravens are irrelevant teams every single year. Move on.
Robin teams? What do you mean? They're paying least. They got they got the best business model of all of them. You're right.
Not anymore. We're not going to argue this issue again. Legion is back.
Not anymore, brother.
Might as well give up their spot to someone else to fucking try.
There's no one else to buy it, Ben. Do you not realize that?
Anytime
anytime
Ben has to give fucking Legion props, bro, he fucking shivers.
Pat can't lose arguments. He just keeps interrupting. But
Legion.
Where did I lose? Where did
What
I
happened in the search, Jason? How'd that go?
You just aren't judging things from
what happened in the search? How'd that go?
Yeah, chill, guys. Chill. Guys. Can we reel it back in? Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute you, Slave. If we keep talking, guys. Let's react
from a shit series.
We have like 2 conversations going on, and I'm trying to talk. So let's like reel it back in. Okay, let's reel it back in here. Asim, I want to talk about the ending here as well. So they were actually in here first. So they were actually set up here. You guys needed a big break here. Talk to me a little bit through this break. How'd you guys calm this? Because you guys flawlessly broke this. And it starts with you staying alive bridge, which I like this. And this was a good play, staying alive here and playing this kill. But Asim, talk to me about what happened here. What were the comms like at the end of this map here?
Well, I mean, I think normally our P1 breaks are really good. I mean, it happened against Vegas too, where we broke them. But we've been really working on our P1 hold because I know Perjay came out of a cut and killed us a lot of time.
Dude, I said I got deja vu right here.
Yeah, no, I was getting massive deja vu from that fucking skinny ass pole right there. But no, we've just been really working on our P1s because we feel like this is a really good hill in Karachi, and I don't know, we just really like focus on trying to make sure we hold it, and we did a really good job of doing that today. So I'm really proud. We've actually been putting a lot of work in. It
was a flawless break. You guys end up breaking this, and you guys end up winning it here. And you don't need to go to another P2. Even though you guys did have the spawns for it, you were probably good at it either way. But comfortable win here in the hard point. Asim, talk to me about practice and stuff. Obviously, we got a major next week. We're flying to Miami. How's the squad looking? Anything you guys are focusing on? Obviously, I don't want you to give away too much, but I mean, how's the energy with the squad?
The energy's been really good this week, and I heard you guys start talking about it on the flank, I think, last week. It's like a lot of things that we struggle as a team is like not guaranteeing kills or like just not slaying enough as we should. And I think that's something that me and Preston really are working on this week is just like sometimes I feel like we're just too like selfless and like just trying to like overcompensate and help teammates when all we need to do is really just focus on our own like POV and getting kills. And I think that's something Preston's done a really, really good job. I know it didn't really show that first map, like, because me and him were negative, but in practice, like, we've been really focusing on slaying, and it's been helping a lot. So
that's something that FaZe, at least Cell in specific, is really good at. Whenever he needs help, he calls for it. If not, like, just don't help him. And I think a lot of people will be like, "Oh, my teammate's in a gunfight. I think I should help him," and like it's just unnecessary, and they kind of like give up map position or do something. So yeah, it's definitely something that you should strive to get better at.
Yeah, and then Ace, we go into the control, and you guys are actually able to win an offense here on an invasion. And it starts with P-Dog. I thought P-Dog made a great play here. He was just staying alive broken and just finessing. They were trying to track him, and they couldn't find him, and he was able to buy some time for you guys. And then you guys were able to get onto this 8 point. I think they end up running right into his site here as well. The tags come in. Abuza tries to make a play for him, and P-Dog, he's able to find a big 2-piece, and I love how active you guys get after you get the kills. You guys all collapse to the point, which we've seen so many times. They even saw today in the New York series, in the New York Optic series, where they got the kills, and they didn't go towards the point. They weren't active enough. So I thought it was a really good round from you guys, and I thought it was a really good play from P-Dog right there. Fantastic work there from Mr. P-Dog. Guys, any final thoughts on the series or questions for Asim while we have them?
I got nothing.
Seattle's fucking terrible. That's all I got, bro.
By far.
And it was a really good win for Boston, like a clean win. Even though Seattle is horrible, there was like no moment during the series that I thought that they had a chance, which is still good. Even if Seattle is a bottom tier team, you should be beating the shit out of these teams. So it was a good win from Boston today.
Let me ask this question, Asim. You guys are obviously going to face off against the New York Subliners. I know that's a matchup with a lot of rivalry. I know you've been on that franchise on the New York side as well, so there's a lot going into this. Like, you guys excited? Is that like the one opponent you really wanted to play in this bracket, and you guys are kind of excited to play them in a couple days?
Yeah, I'm sure Preston's excited to play his old team.
Oh,
I don't know if they played at Major 1, but yeah, no, it'll be a good match. I'm excited to see, because we played I think early on the stage. I think it was like our third match or our second match, so it'll be a rematch from this stage as well. So hopefully we can come out, upset New York, and make a winner's run or loser's run.
That's good, Ace. Mason, I really appreciate you hopping on and just answering some questions. And you had a quick series, and I didn't have much clips for you, to be honest. But I do appreciate you hopping on and answering some questions and vibing out. You're more than welcome to stay with us and hang out for the rest.
And Asim, you're also welcome to come by our setup at Florida next week and come vibe with us as well anytime you want.
Oh yeah, I gotta find out if I'm in the same hotel as you guys, but if so, I'd be down to.
Well, apparently we're like super close to the venue, like super. Our hotel is literally like
There's
across
like
the street.
3 hotels right next to each other, so everybody's kind of close to each other.
I think everybody's in the same area, so
yeah, it'll work out. I'm super excited to see you guys at Miami too. The whole cast isn't going, right? Like, some of you guys are going.
Yeah, I think Pat and Sam are staying home.
Oh, okay.
We'll have Sam and Pat joining us via hologram.
All right, well, I'll be jumping in the ocean on either Tuesday or Wednesday, so if you want to join me,
love that.
just let me know.
Love that. Oh yeah, Gersh will also be there. Cough. Gersh will also be there. I see Gersh in the chat.
I think Zach might be coming too.
All right, now that we got the questions in and everything, Pat, I'll let you have the floors or anything you want to say. I know you were yapping before. You and Ben, you guys can finish your argument now. If there's anything you guys
Ben's
want to say.
more on time. That's all.
That is always.
That's really all it is.
I just wanted to respect our guests, Pat. That's all it was.
Not spending money and not competing for good business, which is they shouldn't have gotten in this situation in the first place. We're gonna fucking
every team thinks they shouldn't have gotten into this in the first place.
Yeah.
Every 12, all 12.
If they listen, I have no respect for owners and franchises that got in this CDL thing just to exit in 5 years. If they weren't committed to spending and investing in a team, I know esports
that was
and all
every
that stuff,
single one of their
fuck
plans.
them. Like
then you hate all of them. That was all 12 of their plans.
No, because I've seen Toronto and FaZe and New York spend plenty of money to build.
They're all businesses who had a 10-year plan to make positive ROI. That was all 12. That was all 12.
At least some of the ones that are actually spending money.
And they got finessed by Activision's deck that had nothing to do with COD Esports.
Well, man, they should have done their own fucking
Activision deck.
They were all multi-millionaires, in some cases billionaires, who just got finessed in another business venture.
I've seen the deck in question, and I agree with Pat. The projections in there are certainly interesting, but I think research would have helped. But there are owners, and Tom, I know you've talked to some, that, outside of the business opportunity, they also wanted to get in and build championship teams because they had a connection to it, or their family plays games.
They just love it.
They've come in, they've spent money, and Vegas has not been one of those franchises. So I don't know why we're tipping an organization that came in and like fucked around year one and then decided to spend no money after that. Like, Get those people out of our scene, bro.
Who's tipping? No
All
one's tipping.
12.
Pat's tipping them. He's saying it's
I'm
good
not
business.
tipping. I just said they made the best business decision when you look at it. And it's a fact. I'm not denying a fact. It's a fact.
It depends what you define as best.
Well, let's move
Least
on.
money burned. That's best.
Let's move on.
Money doesn't equal happiness, Pat.
Please never start a business, Ben. Please never start a business ever. Because you're just doing it off, oh, I really want to support them, but I'm down to just lose millions of dollars every year. Please never start a business.
Just don't know how sports work. Go ahead.
Please
Tom.
never start a business.
All right, let's move on to the last series of the day. This is the one everybody's been waiting for. We got the New York Subliners going up against Optic Texas. Both teams were 6-0 going into the series. I was the only one who predicted Optic going into the series. I needed that for my breaking point predictions. Optic end up getting the reverse sweep onto the New York Subliners. Pat, we'll start with you. You had a 3-0 victory for New York, a 3-0 DoorDash. Optic come in. They take care of Bejic, and we also scroll down. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. The whole lobby's red. The whole lobby.
Dante all the kills in the whole lobby, bro.
The whole fucking lobby's red. Paco's barely green. He's barely green.
Great for my bets today. Dante had like 3 of 3. We made good cash today, but
This is a good 3 versus 4 matchup, I think. We don't really have too many of these series where like no one on either team really goes off and it's just pretty even kills across the board, at least in terms of like kill death. But yeah, started great for New York, Tom. I was feeling really confident about my DoorDash and then some trolls on the control. But
what do you mean 3v4? But what do you mean by 3v4? What do you mean by that?
When did I say 3v4?
You said 3 versus 4.
Did you not just say that? Did you not just?
Something 4 versus 3 or some shit.
You said this is a good 3 versus 4.
Yeah. Unless you maybe you meant to say
You mean
something
seeding?
else.
Like,
I would have to quote or listen to a clip. I don't think I said 3v4, did I? I said it was a good 2-0 start.
I don't know.
It was a troll in the control.
We're smoking crack.
Yeah,
Did I say 3v4 at some point?
You
in
did
there?
say that. You did. You might have
Like
blacked
the
out
second
though.
thing
You
you
might have
said.
blacked out. But you did say 3v4. You
Someone
did say
clip
that.
it, bro. I don't know. All I was saying was
Start
it started
talking about
off well
Optic.
for
We start
New
blacking
York.
out.
He blacked
Start
out.
off well for New York, like I said, and then some
Fury blacked
trolls
out.
in the control, and then Optic had a good close to the series.
Yeah, I don't even think if they would have won a round like that round like where they trolled that Tommy will probably pull up.
Watch
yeah.
them clip.
They probably
We'll pull
could
them
have
up.
potentially won it, but like I don't think they would have won that map. New York was obviously they were playing some maps that they haven't played, and
no.
they looked pretty
I
good.
said,
But
I said 3 versus 4, like the number
seeds?
3rd team versus the 4th team. That's what I meant.
Okay, so
Yeah.
seed.
Like New York 3,
Gotcha.
Optic 4, 3 versus 4.
hashtag Cope in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's
That's
what
what
I
you meant.
said.
That's what you
That's why I
meant.
was confused by you guys talking about, like I said, 3
I hear
4 in
you,
the
brother.
series. Yeah.
Okay. CTE. Everybody's spamming CTE in the chat. That's hilarious. Sam, we'll go to you. Sam, what did you think about the series? Optic Texas, they come out and get the W to get the reverse sweep. What did you think?
Yeah, reverse sweep is great to see for Optic going into the major. I like the map set. This is barring the Rio, which is the first time I think we've seen New York, either the first or second time. I love the Rio pick. The whole map set in general was like pretty much just a square up across the board. So I love that. I love the plays through Optic's second half of this series was fucking fantastic. They are like one of the most fun control teams to watch, them and FaZe, I would say.
Yeah.
Their offenses are like absolutely dominant in every single way. So I don't want to attribute New York losing that map to trolls. That was Optic just being better than them.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the series, sub base was pretty clinical from Optic, and then the game 5 was fucking Shotzi on Karachi, dude. That guy's unbelievable on that map, especially in a game 5 situation. But yeah, dude, I think New York started out well, but Optic kind of just capitalized on their favorite maps going forward in the rest of the series.
I thought Shotzi was insane today. I thought he was crazy today. He was just making play after play. It's just his
Dude,
impact.
I think he has like a 1.6 in game 5 this year, something like that, like overall. I
That's
think
insane.
it's
played
fucking
2, right?
unreal. What, game 5s?
Yeah, 2. Have they played more than 2?
They've played like fucking 7.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that stat said 1. I saw the same thing. It was 1.6, but I thought it just had like.
No, they
sample
played
size in
a
it.
shit ton of game 5s this year.
Uh,
They played a lot of Karachi
this
game
year?
5s.
I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
it
this
was
whole
stage
year.
Yeah, it's
2.
a full
I
year
thought you were saying
stat.
stage 2.
No, this whole year. He has like
Gotcha.
a 1.6 in game 5. He's
I mean,
him
Pat
for sure.
Shotzi's been doing it against some top teams, bro. I'm very surprised.
Bro,
they got
a Toronto win and a New York
I mean,
win.
he's an all-star. Yeah, he's an all-star. I don't like.
boy.
That's what all-stars do. Like, I'm confused. I feel like we hear all-star and we think that's someone that's dropping a 0.7. Like, no, he's playing like an all-star. He's got a 0.9 in this series specifically. Think about it this way: Shotzi in stage 1 had a 0.8 something, and in stage 2 he's got a 1.1 something. He's most improved. He's on the most improved list.
He's the best player.
Superstars aren't on the most improved list. Like, that's just not how it works. He's an all-star, and he had a bad stage 1. He's having a much better stage 2, but no superstars are on most improved lists. It's just not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for Slaya.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, out of all the stage 2 performers, who do you think is performing the best, like this stage alone?
Dylan Attach. That's my number 1 right now.
Okay. That's fair.
He's taking a Vegas.
No,
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Dylan's been insane. Dylan's actually been insane.
He barely missed a top 4 seed off a tiebreaker to Toronto Ultra. And yes, Purge, I know has turned it around, but still, if you look at the cast he's doing it with in comparison to some of these top 4 teams, Dylan Attach has had the most impressive stage 2 performance of any player in the league.
But the one argument I will say is that Optic beat Toronto and New York, and I feel like Shotzi was MVP of both series, no?
Well, no, today Dashi was the MVP. You can look, the CDL tweeted a nice graphic. He was the MVP of the series.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
He had the most damage on the team. He had the game-winning 2-piece to close it out. He obviously had the tied for most kills, but yeah, Dashi.
I like the Dylan Attach answer. That's a good answer as well.
I don't think there was a series MVP today, bro. I don't give a fuck about no graphic. If I look at this scoreboard, they all played well. Like, they're all negative by like fucking 1 kill. I don't care. I think everybody played well. Everybody contributed. The whole roster had all of their moments. Like, Ant went crazy in game 5. He was making plays in the respawns. Yeah. Like, Ken had a crazy pop off moment in the control to win him around. Like, bro, the whole team showed up and played well today.
Yeah, that's facts.
They
Chris,
played like a solid team. Yeah.
Chris, what you think?
You don't beat Toronto and New York as a solid roster, Pat. That's not how it works.
I mean, LAG beat FaZe today, and they're a dog shit roster, so I would expect anything as possible in online Call of Duty.
I hear you.
But when we get to LAN, Sam, I think it'll be a different story, and that's why we always need to, rally it back. That's why CDL points are worth half online as they are on LAN, because LAN is what matters most, and we'll see what happens next weekend.
I think from my POV, I think Ant's like Giannis in 2016 is going to win the most improved player award, then kick it on from there at that level. So I think Ant has been, in my mind, as good as Dill has been. I think Ant's been my favorite player.
Did we just compare a guy with a world championship under his belt to a 2016 Giannis?
You say superstars have never won a most improved player award. Wow. Giannis has. And I'm sure there's other fucking all-stars that have too.
Not while they're a superstar. No, not while they're a superstar. That, like,
Giannis is disgusting in 2016. That's how I know you don't know ball, but it's all good. My point is,
damn.
my point is that with
Are you
Anto,
drunk?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here we go.
Are you drunk?
Oh, here we go.
Comparing a most improved
Here we go, brother.
to a superstar.
You're gonna argue semantics with me again. It's all good.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, you are off the fucking Hennessy. 2016, Giannis had 22 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. Compared to the last 5 seasons where he's averaged 30, 12, and 6. Someone averaging 22
my brothers.
is not a superstar in the league.
Don Julio, so maybe I'm off of
Someone
that.
averaging 22 is not the superstar of the league. That is
Did he just walk over to his kitchen and grab some Don Julio with his slippers on? What's wrong with his asshole?
We're going in circles, my brothers.
All right, let's lock back in. Chris, I'll let you have the floor. I feel like you haven't said much about the series. What did you think about the series? Optic came out, got the W today.
I mean, it was a great series out of Optic. They managed to get that reverse sweep. They looked good on the majority of the maps that they usually play. They obviously got that 3-0 in Karachi, but regardless of the New York Subliners loss, I'm still really impressed with the depth of their map pool. They obviously just, started to play. They played a Rio today. I think the only map that I haven't seen them play in the entire map set is a Rio Search and Destroy.
Yeah.
So that might be one map that they probably won't play, but they can afford that with how good their search is. I think, like, in a hypothetical situation, if these two teams play each other multiple times, like, you're going to get a series like this every single time. It's already happened twice in their group stages. So, like, going into the major, I mean, it's good signs for both teams. Like, I have nothing bad to say about literally any team here. Obviously, when we go back and watch the matches, there's going to be mistakes from both teams in every single map. But at the end of the day, Optic get a clean W. They end the not a clean W, but they get a W on the board and they end 7-0. So for an Optic fan, you can't be mad. Obviously, they performed really, really well this stage. And then on the New York side, these guys looked really good this stage, like super improved. Every single one of their matches that they won was pretty much like a dominant win. And then this one obviously went down to the wire. So, I mean, dude, this match was just fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, what a series today, bro, between New York and Optic. It was an insane match. Like, all the maps are close, and they could have gone either way. And yeah, I think it really just came down to who made the less mistakes on the map. You know, against, like, top teams, like, that's all it's really going to come down to. Like, who makes the most mistakes.
I'm just surprised that New York is not willing to try, like, a Rio S&D. Maybe they just haven't really mastered it in practice. I feel like that map, with the way that they play, the speed of their subs, with how active Dante can get and how aggressive he is, I feel like that map should suit them over, we've seen this teams given. I know New York is great at Karachi search, don't get me wrong. But given Optic these Game 5 Karachis where Ant's just kind of doing it all in red, ducking church, hitting flanks, like I would like to see people switch it up, do this map set, but I think we're going to get pretty close to this in future sets.
But the thing is, though, I'm not even mad about that because, like, I think the way that Optic plays that Karachi search is, like, really unique to their team. Like, they do a lot of, like, weird, like, almost uncoordinated stuff that you kind of wouldn't expect some of these other teams to do. So, like, New York playing them on that and kind of, like, getting a feel for how Optic play is, like, not a bad thing, because I feel like if you go back and watch the series, and this is something that I even noticed from like an analytical standpoint, is there was so many times on their defensive rounds where Shotzi was able to run up that mid map, and there was a lot of times where New York, even if like when they got man advantages, they weren't really proactive on like taking space and kind of denying P1/red control. And I feel like that's something that as a top team you're probably going to learn from. And it's probably going to come out if they play Optic again on that map, where they might be a little bit more active on kind of denying that red control and maybe stopping Shotzi in his tracks. Because right now, they kind of just let him do what he did. And they're going to go back and watch that VOD and be like, oh, wow, like we really need to adjust here because this is not going to happen again. So
yeah, I agree.
I'm honestly not mad. Like, I think Optic is fucking good as fuck at that map. So,
well, they are like 8-1 on it. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So like learning from it's good because it's not only going to help you against them if you play it again in like a long best of 7, let's say, and they're in the finals, but also against other teams. Like you can take some shit. So it's a good rep. And they can't be mad.
I'm just, as always, I know Pat or Sam, you and I have talked about this. Like I have always thought in veto situations like this, like if there's an obvious best map for a team and the other maps are more advantageous, just get it out of the pool. I know New York is great at Karachi S&D, but I'd like to see them in future matchups here. Get that out. And try Rio search if that's what Optic picks against you.
Yeah, but it's also like a map pool thing for them because like they don't play Rio S&D. They can do that against teams like Ultra and FaZe because Ultra and FaZe both play those maps. But against Optic, like when they veto that Rio S&D, if they're going to continue to do it, Optic really hasn't played it much. So like if they have an auto veto, at least in this series, it might transition poorly. But in other series, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let's take a look at some clips from the series. This was the first one that I have. I mean, there was a few mistakes in the Rio hardpoint that I wanted to go over. Obviously, this is a very back and forth series, and there was both teams were making mistakes. And you know, if you're a good team, you'll take advantage of this shit. And this is one of them. Optic, they have a great setup here on a P4 hardpoint. This is kind of where New York was able to work a break somehow. It's weird because Dashi wins the first 2 initial fights. But then it just all kind of collapses, and Paco was able to sneak in there and get a 2-piece. So an easy break comes in from the NYSL of Dashi kind of initiating with a big 2-piece. I kind of wanted to pick y'all's brain and see if you think there was a mistake here from Optic or if there's something that they should have done better. Again, it was obviously a great individual play from Paco and a good break from New York. But what did you guys think about this right here?
Can I see how it unfolds again? Because I saw the 2-piece, but like I think there was just like a late transition here, like towards the objective, which let somebody die on it.
Yeah,
number 3. It's number 3. I mean, number 3 is just like so like convinced that they're gonna pinch, so he reads the pressure wrong, and New York just like doesn't hit it at all. So they take advantage of that. I mean, like in hindsight, you could say, yeah, number 3 should have came and helped his teammate, but like he's not.
They were
really,
missing one. They were missing one. So I think, and the spawns didn't come in yet. So if you're AG, I don't mind him holding that. To be honest. Yeah, it was obviously a really good play from Paco. I almost feel like they should double boxes. I think teams need to start doubling boxes on this rotation, because if you only have one guy boxes and he dies, you're fucked. You kind of chalk. The guy boxes collapses on hill, and I mean you can still win the gunfight from the hill, but I feel like once boxes opens up, it kind of just makes things hectic. Like once Skies wins this 1v1. Kenny has to turn, and then it just becomes more hectic, you know. And that's kind of where Paco finds his gap to get into this hill. So I almost feel like you should double up boxes there and just play for that. That way, if anything, say they don't come there, you know they're pinching and they're pushing front. Like you know where they are. Like you get the
I
info.
think the only issue with doubling boxes is then you're kind of sliding into preems instead of like holding a power position.
Can I go back? Can we go back a little further before they even got the setup? Because I'm curious if they decide to do it. So one thing I wanted to mention is, at least on this map, since you can hit very tight pinches and quick pinches, go a little bit more back before like they died and got to this setup. Like I want to see the optics transition into this, because I feel like on this hill specifically, you can almost play exits. Like number 3, he can just like, I want to see if he like ends up backing up. Number 3 should stay out mid, because what he's, or like stay like vending machine anywhere. Like see, like him kind of like fully rotating is giving up so much map control, where if he stays out mid, right, he's playing that exit kill and denying the flank. And then if he doesn't see anything, he hits a quick pinch on boxes or something like that, where he can instantly activate onto the objective, rather than him backing all the way up, giving all that space away, and then making it so he's not sure if they're going to hit that pinch yet. Do you see what I'm saying? How,
Yeah,
like,
but
number 3 just
Chris,
ran away?
I think the reason why he did that, I think they thought that somebody was taking a route, like maybe deep. Maybe they thought somebody was taking a deep route, like deep right, and trying to come in behind him.
He was also bridge, so like if he really wanted to check for a deep route, he could have easily just like walked down to the bridge and checked it. Like I understand he's probably playing the safe game, but I'm just
playing
not.
The safe game, yeah, he's playing the safe game.
I'm just not really a fan of it. Like I feel like that's like something that, especially on this map, you should do a lot, is playing exits off the objective to deny like rotation routes. So I just wasn't a fan of it. Obviously doubling boxes is a good play too. I'm just saying, like, when you have that much space on the map, I just don't feel like you should completely give it up, and you should cut off.
Yeah.
You know,
Pat, Sam, any thoughts on a play? Ben, any thoughts?
I wholeheartedly agree with Chris in every possible way, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with Chris too.
That's what I'm here
I don't disagree with Chris. I thought Chris fit it. Ben, I don't know what the fuck you were talking. Crossfire? What were you talking about?
Are you saying a double box? You're saying double boxes like from the van? Or are you saying like sit on the?
No, I'm
the
saying
ramp?
actually play corners in boxes, like play together with a teammate.
Or you
Like
play
hold that.
back-to-back corners.
Yeah, I mean just like hold off each other, like play off each other, and then obviously somebody can watch pinch, somebody can watch the front.
I think
and
it just comes down to pressure and the way teams break, though. No, because then you're just like
they just need info.
the pressure's the other
I
way,
just
then
want
you're-
them to get info, and I don't want boxes to go so easily. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can set up. Like COD is there's obviously tons of different ways you can do it, but. I think getting info off these rotations helps a lot. Like being able to know how many are coming from front, you know, where they're pushing from, and having that info, you can kind of adjust accordingly. And I think that's what kind of fucked them there. But let's move on to the next play, unless anybody has anything else to say there. Then we go over, this is the Rio again. This is when it goes all the way down. Sam, this is when I think some of those weird spawns were coming in that we were talking about. I remember you told me to write this down. It was like the P4, P5 spawns, and you could kind of see the weird spawns right here. Boom, boom. So you see one guy spawns in one corner of the map. The other guy spawns in one corner of the map. Definitely a little hectic. But what actually happens here, and we went back in the watch party, is AG hops off of this point for a split second. And what you
He
see
hops on the point for a
what
split second.
happens is he hops, and you can't even see it, Sam, unless you put it in 0.25, which is crazy. You can't even fucking see
If
it.
you play at a normal speed, he literally touches the hill for a fraction of a second while his teammate spawns.
Yeah, so you could kind of just see how this ends up playing out. I mean, it's just so crazy how whether or not the hill is white or not impacts the spawns like this, especially like these kind of spawns.
I think it's a combination of the cooldown thing or whatever that we learned about a couple days ago, and the fact that he touches the hill at the time that he does. Like it's literally he takes one big toe onto the hill. Shots he spawns there, and then he gets off of it again.
I don't think it's related to that. And
I just think the timing of that could play into it. It's just insane.
How can I explain this? So think about, remember the weighting system I was talking about? I don't know if it was last episode or the one before. So I will say that this logic was never in the old CODs. If you remember Slums BO2, that's the best example you can have. On P2 Hill, which was the down low the stairs one, you could spawn the enemy in the back if you didn't have any teammates over that hill, right? You would sit in the hill and kind of look at the back alley. But now I think what they do in Call of Duty is instead of weighting the objective as a neutral objective that is always upweighted for everyone on the team, they give two different weightings. They give whether you own it a weighting and whether the enemy owns it a weighting, and then or three, and then a neutral one. I think that's the problem. You should have an equal weighting to all spawns based proximity to the objective. And I think the problem is they weight them differently depending on whether it's neutral or owned by either or team, and those weighting values are different.
I personally think there should be 0 weighting on the
No,
objective.
there has to be a weighting. There has to be a weighting. So, but it should just be equal for all players, whether it's neutral. It's just a weighting to the objective itself.
Okay, well, yeah, that just means like the spawns are relative to the hill. Like, because if it's equal weighting,
it just means that
like,
you upweight spawns nearby the objective, and enemies would still downweight them more than the upweighting. But the problem is, what I'm trying to say is, like, back in the day, I think it was using that same weighting for, regardless of whether it was owned, neutral, or the enemy owned it. And nowadays it's based on, which team has it and whether it's neutral. That weighting value changes. It's hard to explain without giving you a visual example.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm speaking on this because I worked on the same thing in our game, and we obviously use the one weighting for the objective itself.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that stuff is like a whole fucking different language to me sometimes when you're talking about spawn, like the way it's developed and shit, and like the neutral spawns and shit like that. But yeah, obviously the spawns are fucking ass and need some tweaking. So hopefully we can get an update soon. But let's move on. Then we go into another P4 hill, and again, NYSL were able to work a break here, and you can kind of see it's almost. I will say they used 2 streaks to break this hill. I like the play, to be honest. They used 1 streak and it didn't work, and then they used a 2nd streak, and they were able to make it happen. Now, granted, Optic, I don't know how NYSL got 2 streaks. Like, they probably just won a couple sprees and were able to find them. But using both streaks here definitely broke them this hill, and I just thought it was good streak usage from New York. This is a good hill to streak on as well.
Yeah, this is one of the few hills you can actually like get an advantage with a streak.
Right.
Paco kills himself with a nade while it's coming down.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit. But then Kismet found one and Dante found one, and it was a clean break. And this is a good chunk of time here.
This game is completely on its head.
Yeah.
If they don't have 2 streaks to break this P4.
Agreed. Definitely. Because Optic, again, they had the same setup they had in the first set. There was just 2 streaks coming down, and it kind of changed everything. Everybody had a scatter, and they run into some L triggers. And then you can see New York, they were able to just get a lot of time here and lock this down. So really good break from the New York Subliners. Love the streak usage there. We've seen time and time again that there's a lot of pro teams and pro players who don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to streaks. Like, they don't know how to use them, or they just use them in shitty ways. But good streak usage there. And then we hop into the end of the game. I thought Optic was about to win this here because Shotzzy wins the one-on-one off the rotation. I thought they were going to maybe play this fast. They end up playing it pretty quick, actually. Shotzzy gets the 1, and then they collapse on Hill. And, I mean, what more is there to say? This was an absolute clusterfuck on Hill. Paco finds 2, and I think it was ultimately Dante or someone who was just able to find a big 2-piece and close this out, because this Rio hardpoint, it was mixy, guys. It was fucking.
If you go back to the beginning before the still pops, like the rotation, Caesar essentially just like won him this entire rotation, like the way he played it.
Yeah. Also, before I rewind, I also thought this was big from Dante here. These were just insane shots, and this is what Dante brings to the table. I mean, there's 1, there's 2 phenomenal shots with the MCW, and that's able to lock down some series time here for the New York Subliners, and this is kind of where they go on to win the game. But I'll rewind it back. Chris, you wanted me to rewind it?
Go to the beginning of this hill.
Yeah,
like
so
before
this is how it breaks
pops,
down.
Like, Caesar is going to early rotate, and then you'll see what he does. He just, like, denies this whole back area. Even when his team is, like, dying, he doesn't, like, give this up at all. He just stays back here the whole time and trusts his teammates to, like, get close to him. You see how he's just not activating yet?
Yeah.
He's just playing this so patiently, and then like
he is working and he's still winning fights. I mean, he went nuts right here. He went crazy.
Yeah, super patient.
Great plays from Caesar Sky's Bueno right there. He's investing in his game, folks. Phenomenal.
Here we go.
And then we hop into the search and destroy. This is where it's just a lot of weird plays were happening in this search. This was a big round here, the 3v3 round. Shotzzy trolls this round, in my opinion, but Optic still end up winning the round. So you can see Shotzzy, he ends up going to challenge Book. Like, I mean, I don't know if he was trying to catch a timing or he's just feeling confident, but Shotzzy, he gets caught out there, and then you can see it's a 4v3 situation here for New York now, so they should be able to use their numbers and close this out. But Dante tries to slide across Burger. I don't really know if I like the play there from Dante. If you get a first blood, the other team in a 3v4, they're going to try and push and make plays now. Like, that's a green light for them to try and make something happen. At least that's how I've always looked at it. Would you guys agree with me on that? Like, usually if you're down a man, like, sometimes that gives you like a green light now to maybe try and make a play.
You need to make a bailout play.
Like, you got to make a bailout. Like, that, you got to make. Right, so it's like if you're Dante, you should be kind of almost predicting somebody there to maybe try and push or make a play. So he gets caught out, and of course AG he gets the info here, and they were kind of able to blender them. I think this kill here on the pinch was big from Paco. He was able to win one, but now it's a 2v3 situation. You could kind of see how they just let AG get in here and get the kills. Now, Sam, I remember you said bad timing here. I actually think he just gave himself that bad timing. Like as Bulldog is planning this, they have to be looking over him here. They can't just leave him out to dry here.
Yeah, I was more so mentioning like just this kind of fight right here happens like 6 times in this map. Like someone just running up orange,
crazy.
getting a kill and running away. Like it happens a fair amount on this map. It was more just like a general thing.
Yeah, like right here, like I think Caesar needs to stay with Kismet here. He needs to stay here, hold it with him, make sure like right there, AG should be insta traded, and instead he's able to stay alive, and then Kenny comes in with a swoop, and it's a 2v1. And Optic was able to close out the round. So I just thought that was a big mistake here from New York. And then right here, so he shot right before he planted. Skies is able to make it a 1v1 situation. Sam, I think you said he shot by accident.
I thought he shot by accident.
I think he shot on purpose.
No, you made a good point.
Because I think here he shot on purpose to maybe kind of scare Pred, like, oh, he's tweaking, he's not on the bomb, so don't check it, right? So he shoots and then hops on it right away to try and like make a distraction. And you can see AG, he doesn't really he uses his tax really well. He kind of just stun checks it. The bomb goes down and he rushes it. AG played the situation great, but it was a good try from Caesar. I like what he was trying to do.
I do like the play from Caesar, to be honest. A little mind game.
Yeah,
I can't believe AG still had both of his tacks at the end of that round, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it was usually you throw them pretty early. And then we get into the 4-3 round here, and right here, this was the Optic plant. They planted, they backed up, and we were like, yes, they're doing it. We're all getting excited. But then as New York gets up here, you realize that they didn't plant for Burger. Like they didn't plant the bomb before Burger. They kind of stretched it too far, or maybe that's not a Burger plant, right? Where can they see that? Maybe
right, you can't see it from the right side of the bomb. That's why you have to overextend on the, like if you're coming to the bomb, you have to overextend to actually check that. You need to plant towards Eskies.
That's not even the issue. The people that were on the site, or the people that were like playing Burger, just one of them got, I think it was Brandon. He was like
in
on
the right
that
corner.
barrel,
Yeah.
and like that was the guy on the barrel on the deep left. Like he got caught with his pants down because Kismet pushed up and got this angle. Like he was squaring up with the escalator, and he thought he would probably see the initial info and back down. But like he just obviously didn't see like Kismet like come up the escalators, and he just dies. But like realistically, I like the way they played it, because I was talking about this, right? A lot of times you can just back up and like retake mid map and like bait them into the site and corner them. And Shotzi did that, right? He like ran in a book, but he should have been the first to engage while his teammates kind of bought him time, but they just died too early. Like their play was good if they didn't insta die. Like obviously this guy like by the deep right is fucked, but Brandon cannot die here. And then Shotzi would have activated pinch.
Neither of them could die, to be honest.
And then number 3 would have pinched too, and then like Brandon would have like came in with like the supporting fire if he just didn't die. So
yeah.
Overall, it wasn't a terrible play. Like they just like
they just misplayed the
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me.
How fast they died, especially because Pred, you have to kill in the pinch. Like as soon as he kills, I think it was Paco pushing through plane. Like the round should have ended right there.
The round should end exactly. Yeah.
Then we go into the 4-4 round, and Shotzi tries to get creative, and he tries to make play like a little off angle here, but New York, they read it, they pounce on it, and they were able to fucking get it done and get the blood. But the Optic, they end up winning. I think the Bulldog ends up going rogue. This is kind of where New York New York take the lead here. It was Bulldog.
It's another one of those timings I'm talking about. Just
Yeah, the weird timings, and then Kismet just fucking jumps out like a fucking madman here. And reads the play. It was just really good plays from Kismet to just get aggro, get aggressive, and make something happen. You can see now it's a 2v1 situation. Good round for New York. AG, he's the only one up. Paco spots him here and takes care of business. So good round there from New York. And then of course we go into the last round, and this is just, I don't know what the strat call was for Optic. I don't know what they were thinking here. It starts with Shotzi. He goes terminal with the bomb by himself. So he's playing plane by himself with bomb. And then you see Dashy. He's playing off by himself Burger, and he's chowing too. Like he's chowing Esky and shit. He's going rogue. And then one guy gets picked book, and then Ant gets picked plane. I don't know what the plan was. You guys know what the plan was there?
I love it now.
They were probably gonna try to like hit A and then have like Brandon kind of like flank or like hold the pinch, and Brandon ended up finding an opening, so he hits it, but then gets bad timing, and then Shotzi was by himself. I don't know if he's gonna play like a late pinch like that. I feel like they probably have to hit out Burger quicker, or not Burger, hit Plane faster, but they just hit it way too slow. Shotzzy seemed like
it was
he
a weird
was the only one
strat.
ready for it.
Maybe they had something up their sleeve. I just don't know what.
I think they were just trying to feel out the pressure. I think, to be honest with you, the only issue was Caesar kills Ken with relative ease. I think he probably just hits like insane headshot multiplier kind of thing.
Yeah.
And once Ken dies, the round kind of collapses. But I think the issue with the strat was Shotzzy having bomb committed to one side instead of like maybe Ken having it in the middle of the map to allow you to like rotate a little bit easier. But I think they were just trying to feel the pressure out and go to whatever site they thought was weak.
Yeah. And then we get into the control, and this is where Optic just gained momentum. This is where they start to shoot, and it starts with Kenny. First round, he's able to find a kill. A couple kills go down. He does a great job here, just finessing, staying alive, and he's able to get a trophy in sight, and he picks up another one, hopping a dumpster. So just really good plays from Kenny and Shotzzy there. They were able to get in there and make something happen and lock down this B point. So it was an easy first round for them to control. Then they go on to win the defense. I do have an example with New York here where I felt like they weren't really active. I know we talked about it in the watch party, but just to show you guys kind of what unfolds, you can see it's 3 dead, and then it's just kind of the routes that they take. It's actually a clean 4 dead. It's a 4 clean wipe. I just felt like maybe right here they should just instantly just go straight to hill. It kind of took them a while to get there, and they're not even on the point yet. They were kind of just lackadaisical. 2 guys are still not on the point. You got 1 guy pushed out bus. You got 1 guy in the back. I almost feel like right there, 4 dead. Just everybody get on it. Just get on the point. Just stack.
They could have just beeline to it, like, and watch the hop up and watch the yellow alley. And
what was the timing of their first kill? Can you back it up when they get the first kill of the push?
Yeah. So it happens. And I mean, look, Paco's there for a while, bro. Paco gets here by himself. He's able to win a gunfight back alley. He gets here early, and you can see they win all the fights red. They win 1 guy pushing red, 1 guy top red. They get the last guy mid alley. Boom, that's 4 dead. You know they're all spawning in the back.
Everybody's off spawn, yeah.
So they know everyone's off spawn, but they got 2 kills relatively early, and they didn't have, because they were assuming that there was still one by the point. By the way, at least Paco looks like he's assuming there's someone by the point. By the way, he's playing this. He's playing for his pinch because New York gets these kills middle map and in their spawn, so they actually don't have info around the point as to where they could be, which is why I think Dante is playing the dumpster hop over a little bit apprehensive because he thinks that they have these timings based on where they got the kills on the map. So I think that
it doesn't even
this is
matter.
a product of that.
They're gonna get that close spawn. Like, if they get that 4 dead, even if like it's like a staggered death, they should just rush over and like.
I'm not disagreeing that they shouldn't push the point. I'm just saying like that's why Civ like looks like he's playing it a little bit slower because they don't know where this guy could be because of where Paco was. If he was hard holding the dumpster, I think would have been a better play because he would have been able to say there's no timing here. Like they could just run to the point.
I'm more so saying that like even if like hypothetically one of them gets caught in transition by like, and the only way that a player gets there quick enough is if he's hitting like yellow alley or your hop up. So like. Yeah. If he gets caught in transition by one of those players, it doesn't even matter. He's just going to spawn back red and then instantly be back in the fight, like if assuming that player gets traded. But then once they do end up getting on the point, they don't even look at the yellow alley. They literally, one of them is just staring at hop up and the other guy's like playing safe in the closet. So I don't know really like what their comms were or like what their read was, but all it took was for them to like sprint up that yellow alley and get red for free. They didn't even like look at it.
Yeah.
So it just, they lost their heads.
Then Optic, they go on to win a control 3-0, and then I got a clip in the sub base here. I just thought this was a good break from Optic. I don't know if there's anything you would have done here differently for New York. I think just one thing to note down here was just the route from Shotzzy. Look at the fucking super route he takes, and he's got like 12.
Is this with Kiz super trolls?
Yeah.
Or is that the P3?
No, you're thinking about the P3. You're talking about
was that a P3?
Yeah, you're talking about the P3, which I can pull up if you want. Yeah, when he walks, P3 is when Kismet trolls. Okay. But right here, I just think Amp just takes a really good route. He takes a long route. He knows he has some time, and he's even blocking this spawn. He gets out of there quick, gets him off at a point, and it's just a clinical break. While Shotzzy's doing that, Optic's just slow playing. His teammates are just slow playing their side, playing for kills. They're not really moving. They're just holding irons, just waiting for Shotzzy. The kills come to them. They collapse, and it's just a perfect break. They were able to build their lead here. You want me to pull it up, Sam? The Kiz control?
I mean, it's. I don't think so. I think it's fine. It was just when Kiz dies in rotation and spawns out. I think it's at the first P2 or something like that. But I love the play by Ant there. The discipline was really nice to see. Like he did both parts of the play properly. Like he not only took the route, but he took the route on the correct timing when he actually got there and let his teammates take the first gunfight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's something we talk about.
Instead of just sprinting through the door and dying.
Some weird spawns coming in here. So just take a look at the mini map. You see the parallels come in. They both spawn out P3. I just thought that was a little weird when these because this is going over. You could, as I play it out too, the spawns. I'm pretty sure they stay a little weird. So Optic, they end up getting the front spawns here, and they end up collapsing. Do they keep these front spawns, or does New York randomly spawn? No, so see, New York randomly spawns behind them, and then Optic spawns behind New York in the back. So this I thought was really weird. You guys know what the fuck happened here?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is there's only 2 spawn points back there, and New York took them both, and then that caused the other New York player to spawn out, and then
block that spawn, so then they spawn behind.
Yeah, because I mean that's something that they confirmed in their patch. There's certain places on the map that only have a certain amount of spawn points, and they go on cooldown, and New York
and
probably
white
took them
time
both.
and white time as well. Time was white. Yeah. Time was white when he spawned. That's probably what it was. Time was white. He spawned up.
Could be.
And yeah, the spawns are just fucking ass.
Wait, did we talk about the like random white time spawn that happened in the fucking first?
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah,
it.
Did we go over Sib's streak? Did we show Sib's streak? His one-handed streak?
The one-handed streak.
No, but I'm
because I think they trolled that. Like
Is he
I
in
remember
here?
them
Can we
trolling
ask
it.
him why he does that? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I don't know why he does the one-handed streak. I don't know why the fuck he does that.
I heard
Flare.
someone say that he does it so he can put his mic closer to like talk over his teammates, but like all you got to do is, yo, listen, I'm calling in a streak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gizmo gets it. Gizmo gets it.
Yeah, Gizmo does get it.
Gizmo streaking right now.
Let me get.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Had to take care of business there. Yeah, I don't know why Dante does the one-handed streaks. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to find it. I don't even know when he streaked, but yeah, basically
it was one of the P3s or P4s.
One of the P4s.
Yeah, it was P4. I think it was like around 100 something to 100 something.
Okay, actually, I think I might have found it. Let me see here. Were they holding when he streaked?
No, they were breaking. Caesar was in the water, and he killed the player in Hill, and Dante missed his streak on the guy Maze.
It doesn't make a difference. Left stick doesn't do anything, and I didn't want to kill my teammate.
Okay, yeah, I can't find it, so we'll just whatever.
But,
you know what
but
I'm
why
saying?
take your... But I still don't understand the mic part. Like, you don't have to put your mic closer. You could just tell your team to shut up and listen.
Yeah, but let's move on, and then I want to move on to some clips in the S&D, because this last S&D was insane. This was crazy.
He said so they can for sure hear me. Okay, got you, Dante.
And Dante's always putting his mic in his mouth, but let's move on. This was a 3v4, actually, for the NYSL. You can see they get the bomb down in a 3 versus 4 here, and it's just a big 2-piece here from Paco on the pinch. He finds a timing. He's able to find one. Everybody collapses, and bada bing, they all fall. I mean, is there anything you would have done differently if you're Optic there, or did Paco just find a good timing there? Because
Paco found a good timing.
I thought Optic was moving together. They were trying to make something happen, but I thought there was a great 3v4 there from the NYSL. Then we go to the 3-3 round, and Dashi ends up making a sneak play here. It's a 4v4 situation. Optic's able to get that A bomb down, and as soon as that bomb goes down, Dashi, he climbs the ladder, he finds a timing. The trade comes in, 3v3 situation, and this is where Shotzi ends up playing a weird off angle here, and they end up sniffing him out. It was a good retake from New York. This was a big round here.
I think Caesar got slipping on AC a couple of times.
Yeah, but I thought this was an Optic troll. I felt like Optic should have won this round. Bomb down, 4v4. Bruce gets the first blood. I almost feel like right here, I would like to see Kenny and Shotzi do something together. Either both go red or both go P2, like stick together here, because I feel like this guy should be insta-traded. Like this guy should instantly be traded. Ant's too far away. He can't get the trade.
Another thing they didn't account for is they didn't realize it, but Kismet actually used Shotzi's trick on top of him. He jumped into the single window. So when they cleared out red, they kind of just didn't think that there would be anybody up there. Because they hit it so quickly, and they probably would have heard any doors that were creaking or busted down. So, yeah, Kismet jumping up in that single window and basically surprised the fuck out of Kenny there by jumping down and killing him.
But Shotzi should have been closer, though. They should have traded that right there.
Speaking of closer, I mean, AG is also out of the play because he's holding the pinch, and obviously the timing on him reacting whenever he goes middle map, by the time all the kills go down, he's way down in position to really win this.
Yeah, but it was a good retake. A good retake from New York. It's just a couple rounds from New York that I thought Optic probably could have had. It was just good plays from them. And then another big round here. We're tied up at 4. And then Shotzi, he ends up making a play. He ends up, one of their teammates goes down. It's Brucey, 3v4 situation. And Optic, they decide to break some ankles. They wrap the bomb all the way back to the A site. And this is where they start to make their move. They kind of work together. They play off each other, and they make plays through red. And it's Shotzi again. It's Skies who gets caught with his pants down up here. Skies is probably losing composure. Shotzi jumps off. He's able to find another one, and just like that, Shotzi with a big 2-piece. He sniffs out 2 players.
Can we go back before, like, whenever, like, I think Hydra and Sib found a First Blood B site? This is where I'm talking about how, like, I feel like they need to be way more proactive in, like, taking sort of map control, because they got this kill on Brandon, and they know that there's probably at least another one here. And then, like, this guy already has A control. Caesar's already staring at red, so he knows nobody's top red. Like, get pushed up on the map. Go take red control and, like, sit a corner and watch, like, just, like, watch the top or sit at the bottom of the stairs. Like, there's just so much more that they could be doing on the map instead of just holding the setup. And they do it really well on Terminal, right? Where they're always pouncing on things and boxing teams in. But on this map, they just kind of let Optic have all of the room in the world to kind of maneuver and find the opening, and they just kept doing it. And that, so, like, I don't know.
And
it just could have been so much more active.
Shotzi ends up finding 3 on the round as well. So really good plays coming in from Ant. I think the last one gets picked up by either AG or Kenny here. Kenny goes down. I think AG, he ends up getting a trade, and Optic, they go up 5-4 here. Let me go into the last and final round. Actually, no, we got the 5-4 round. This is a good round as well. 5-4 round. I thought Optic trolled this again. I mean, they get the blood. Shotzi, he gets pushed up in their base. I mean, he tries to make a solo play again, and he's going fucking rogue. He ends up throwing the smoke down. Caesar Skies, he's tagged up top 3. Shotzi gets the blood. And now it's a 3v3 situation here. And I thought here they had the advantage. Optic, it's a good play from New York. They get the smoke down, and they're able to get the bridge. And then this is kind of where things get a little weird. Paco was able to find a blood onto Kenny. I almost feel like Kenny should just stay down there and just play off his teammates, like not be the first one.
Yeah, Dashy should have shouldered over him, or Shotzi should have engaged.
And then right here, I think Ant should jump down chicken coop here. I think he should, with 25 seconds left, you know they're panicking and have to get the bomb down. So just jump chicken coop and play spoiler and just, like, slide out, kill him off bomb and get the fuck out of there. He tried to get an angle from top 3, and it's just standing on top of top 3 with a rival. He's just kind of out there, you know what I mean? I wanted him to just get down low and dirty, you know what I'm saying? And get in that chicken coop and try and, like, shoot him off bomb or make a play.
I agree, Tom, but I just think he thought he could see, like, every plant spot. So, like, he plants in the blind spot, and that's why he lost that round.
You can see every plant spot. You can't even see the bomb.
You can barely see the bomb. Yeah, he could barely see the bomb.
I guess. But either way, he probably thought he could see it, or maybe his teammate would have given him the call. I'm just saying, like, he probably blacked out.
And then this is the round 11. This goes all the way down to a round 11. This is how it ends off, and it's New York who end up going towards that B side. Look at Shotzi in the round 11. He's here again. He's top 3, and they know he's here. And thank God he's able to find one before he falls, because they saw him. They saw him going those stairs. They started to pounce on him, and he was able to get one before he goes down. So he does his job. He gets one, gets traded out, 2v2 situation. You can see the NYSL, they try and wrap this bomb B. So you guys think Dashy heard something here? You think he heard something?
Well, I was mentioning Brandon before, and he said it was easy read. So I don't know if maybe this happened before in scrims or he heard them.
That's a Brandon answer. He heard something.
My question is how they didn't hear him though.
Because he has dead silence, and also
one of them doesn't have cover.
No, I think one of them doesn't have dead silence. This is nitpicky. But at the same time, I'm really not a fan of wrapping to red without dead silence. Like, that is an area, like, you're just fully expecting them to buy into your fake and not have any sort of presence there. Obviously, sound is just cheesy, but, like, if people can hear lightweight. Obviously, Bruce did it even without EQ. So, like, running into red or, like, playing around that red area without lightweight is just a death sentence. You're going to get hurt. Like, it's nitpicky, but at the same time, just something to think about, because, like, playing a clutch or wrapping into, like, an area that's just easily the sound whore is just
one thing I would like to know, and we'll probably see when the comms video comes out, is when that smoke went down and then they rotated, like, whoever the other person alive threw a stun and hit nobody. I'm sure that I'm sure Ken communicated that Brandon is like, hey, like, we're getting faked out here, and then Brandon made the solo play for the dub.
This is what the bracket's looking like going into Major 2. Obviously, we'll be in Miami. Shout out to Xfinity again for helping us get there. And then also, just to let you guys know about that giveaway that's going on. If you want to click that link on Twitter, I think they're still giving away tickets to the club. So if you guys are interested, you can go and get that. But taking a look at the bracket here, I think we should do predictions for the top side. We'll do predictions for the top side. Or I'll just ask you guys who you think is going to win the whole event. I mean, I'm probably going to biasly say FaZe. But I have no fucking clue who's going to win this event. I have no idea. This is like, I feel like we've seen good things from the top 4 teams, and we've seen shit things from all of them as well, you know? So it's like, I don't know. Like going into Major 1, I felt like Toronto looked like the team that could win the tournament. They looked like they were going to go in and make a statement and win the tournament. They looked really good. Going into this stage, I'm clouded up, bro. I don't know who's winning this tournament. I have no idea. What do you guys think?
LAG's winning.
Yeah, LG's winning. No, I agree with you, Tom. I think the top 4, all things you got to work on is all things they excel. I think I'm excited to see. I think likely they're all going to win their matchups, and we'll see which of the teams can play the best on Saturday and Sunday from there. And like,
did Ultra not look good before stage 1? I don't know. Some people are saying that they didn't look that good.
They looked really good.
They lost to Boston.
They lost to Boston
didn't
before
lose
they
fun
won.
maps afterwards.
Okay, I remember them
looked really
frying,
good
but I don't
besides
know.
the
Yeah,
Boston
some people
loss.
were like, nah, they didn't play that
looked really
good.
good.
I got
besides the-
Ultra. I got Ultra winning. I think they clear the winner bracket and they win in grand finals.
I got New York.
Dude, are we all taking different people?
Say it,
I
who
think
you
I got.
choose?
I think I got FaZe because I had FaZe this whole stage winning this, so I'm gonna stick with that.
I don't know what to think. I think thinking about top 4 matchups, and I think the fact that they're like the best controlled team in the swing game mode, I think is really key. I would go with FaZe, but again, honestly, it's really gonna come down to who on the weekends got their bread and butters, and their bread and butter maps, and they're locked into
Agreed.
the series.
Yeah,
Like I love the fact that we don't know, dude. It's
gonna make it that much better.
It's gonna make it that much better. All
Ultra's
these
still the best
series
hardpoint team, right?
are not cut and dry at all.
Do you guys not think Ultra's the best hardpoint team still? I do.
I mean, they are like 23 and fucking 3 or something.
Even when they lost in this stage, it was mostly S&Ds in control.
I mean,
lost
yeah, they
maybe
definitely
like
could
1 or
be.
2.
But
I think they're still the most dominant hardpoint team. On land, game slows down. We all know this. I think they'll be just fine in S&D. Yeah, I don't think any of the top 4 teams can match them in hardpoint right now.
I think
but
subliners
the other
just have
problem
way
is-
less weaknesses than every other team.
But you're going off what? Maps? Like
Map pool, and just
but-
like how they looked in the stage.
But you're assuming they're going to lose search, right? Like, that's what you're basing your argument on. Like they're going to
Subliners?
lose search. No,
You're talking about
Ultra.
matchup.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Ultra. Like,
Yeah, I assume they're probably going to lose search, and the respawns will be relatively even.
which I think is what they're hoping for. If teams are thinking.
I mean, I think my only issue
Gave
with
teams
Toronto,
their best maps.
Pat is the S&D. The last like 3 or 4 series have not looked particularly good out of them. So
Giving them
they're-
other teams their best maps. Yes, I agree with you.
I mean, even when they're playing their better maps, they're still throwing series and crap.
Not
on.
giving
It's still shit they
strats
get to
away.
work on. I think control. I think also for Toronto, for me, like I think they are insane at Karachi control, but the other maps are hit or miss. I think there are still questions for Toronto other than the hardpoint stuff that they'd have to figure out. But again, like I keep saying, like
So who
lock
do you
in your
have,
bread and
Ben?
butters. I have FaZe.
I think
but
with the way
also
the
don't know.
stage, I think with the way that stage looked, if I had to weight teams, I'd probably still. I just like maybe this is a little biased, but I think I would have New York. Then I'd probably have Optic, FaZe, and then Ultra probably as the least weighted team to win.
Wow, you're insane, Tom.
With
who you
how
got?
they performed
I got
on this
FaZe.
stage.
They dominated every team in hardpoint. What are you saying?
Brother,
Go ahead.
I mean,
Doesn't matter,
the
bro.
question.
I'd
with
probably go
Toronto is,
FaZe,
yeah,
Ultra, New York, FaZe, Ultra, Optic, New York in that order. That's probably where I have it right now.
I just have it purely based off the stage, not even relative to like obviously Ultra won an event. Like I'm just saying pure stage performance for me. For my weighting.
Again with Toronto, Pat, they've lost 4 searches in a row going to this event. Like I as good as they are in hardpoint, like if they can't win searches and they grind these series and lose game 5s, like I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, Pat, what was your order?
Ultra, FaZe, New York, Optic.
Really, you have New York over Optic?
Yeah, for sure. Every player on Optic, in my opinion, gets worse on lane outside Pred.
I have New York simply because like bro, they were like it's not like this is the only reason they lost. Like Optic played a good series, but they were obviously testing their map pool a bit here. Like they were giving.
we think Kenny gets worse on land.
Yeah,
No, I think
he's
he's a mix. Like he's a break even.
that's a good backpedal.
But he doesn't get worse. He just doesn't get better.
They have Sam
but
Cam,
Solid
Sam Cam and you
semantic
fucking back
cheese right
down.
there.
But I think
That's a
Pred
W
gets better.
semantics
I
right
think
there.
Pred gets better. I think
Hoeing
Shotzi
that
gets
line.
worse. And I think Bruce is
Kenny
about
gets
the same as Ken.
I think Kenny gets better on lane. I think he gets better.
What about Brandon? You think Brandon gets worse on them?
No,
I think he's about the
it's
same.
even.
I think he's
it's
about the same.
So your
He's good.
statement was just completely and utterly wrong, and you're just
How is it
backpedaling.
wrong? I said that Pred is the only one who. I said Pred is the only one who gets better on land. How is that wrong? It's fact.
You're king of
Dashy
semantic
and Kinney
cheese, bro.
are no. You just have like you can't listen.
He's
If I
really king
say,
of semantic
think about
cheese,
this.
bro.
If I say Pred is the only person who gets better on land, how is that saying that I'm wrong? If I agree, I'm telling you, Pred is the only one that gets better.
You're arguing with
Dashy and
yourself,
Kinney
brother.
don't get
You're
better. They
arguing with
stay
yourself.
even, and Shotzi gets worse. It's very simple.
You're arguing with yourself, brother. Just move on.
I'm arguing with a moron named Benjay Nassim who has no listening comprehension whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, at least I don't see her on my phone the whole show. You know?
Yeah, you do. You read chat and get butthurt by what they say.
Well,
Tom,
you don't
take
know
us
what-
out, brother.
Hey, Benjay, why don't you hit the fucking ball, Benny boy?
I got you.
You fucking asshole.
Wait, we don't want to do winners round one predictions.
No,
This is
we
your-
we
No,
did
they're all the top
because
four.
they're all
Because
because
they're
I mean,
Okay.
I thought
I'm
we were
down.
just gonna choose FaZe New York Ultra Optic.
Correct.
Okay,
That is who we are
that's good.
we
choosing.
just gave
Let's go
our we
Sunshines.
gave
Yeah,
our
so I was
weighting in
like, let's
terms
just
of
do who we
placements.
think's
I
gonna win the
I just
tournament.
want to make sure we check the box.
You know what I mean? No, you're good, Benjay. Benjay, you good. You're good, Ben.
Yeah.
You're good.
Until you miss this putt.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, I missed my last Sunday putt, and I want to
Because I was in
avenge
your head.
myself.
I think I'm in your head again.
No, you had nothing to do with that.
I was
It's shitty fun.
I was in your head.
Nah,
And I'm still there. I'm living rent free up there.
bro. The only thing you're in is the fucking
Rent free.
camp.
Rent free. Rent free in that camp too. I agree. Rent free everywhere.
Yeah,
I haven't paid a dime of rent in years, Ben.
Yeah, what's wrong with you motherfuckers, man? Get your
Let's go,
get him
He's
in.
going wide left, Tom.
Get him in. Slay's got wide left. I'll go wide right. He steps up. He's getting right to it. And he sinks
He
the
got lucky.
ball.
You got lucky.
Makes it look easy. Makes it look
Wide left,
fucking easy.
wide right.
Oh, man,
lucky.
Benjay. Benjay, that is fucking phenomenal, Benjay. That is phenomenal. Benjay, talk to me post-putt interview. How do you feel? How do you fucking feel, man?
I feel like I've never had any support
wait,
from my
no.
co-host, bro.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to re-putt.
What?
There
I
was
said
not a
you-
poll.
What?
It was not a poll.
I said, yeah, nah, there wasn't a poll. If there wasn't a
You
poll, you
gotta
might need to
re-putt.
No,
There's not a poll. He
I gotta
has to re-putt. There's no poll.
So we
It
gotta
was-
sit here
you
and wait
gotta
for the
warm
poll to
up.
happen now?
Bad,
gotta
bad,
warm up.
bad. You got to take another putt, bro. And the
Do I
poll's
do it
up.
right now?
And the
Do I
poll's
wait-
up.
do
No,
I
you got to
wait-
do it
do-
right
No,
now.
it's the putt's
Okay.
up. Or the poll's
The
up.
poll's up. You got to do it right now, Benjay. Yeah, you got to fix your camera. We
Now
can't
I'm
see
in his
nothing.
head. Can
We
we
can't
see
see
it?
nothing, bro.
Hey, wake up.
Deep homie. I know he's just Go ahead,
It's a FaZe
Benjay.
back final.
Asim, what do you have?
Asim, we're
Hit
still
or
on the
miss?
show.
I'm thinking miss. You always miss the replay.
Always.
We always lose the replay.
Benjay Nassim stepping up to
You
the
always
plate.
lose the replay putt.
There was no poll, so he's going up for a second time. Does he hit the putt 2 times in a row? He looks like $1 million from
Does he
top
have
to
dogs
bottom
out?
with those slippies on that smell like shit. He's gonna step up to the green. He's gonna let it rip, and he sinks the putt yet again, man. He is
I
ice
fear he's got a magnetic ball.
fucking cold. He is ice
Magnetic
cold,
ball.
I
man.
fear Benjay's off the Hennessy.
Ben, can you put the ball up to the webcam?
Man, can we
Put the why?
can we see what kind of equipment you're working
we
with,
think you have
Benjay?
a loaded ball.
Yeah, there might be a. Hey, not the loaded ball, bro. That's insane.
Is it the shitty max fly ball?
That's
Oh,
fucking
so it's not
crazy.
an official competition ball?
Yo,
Yeah,
what if
it's a-
what
it's
if
a-
Benjay put a magnet in the putt, so like
Urethane
it
fucking
attracts the
golf
ball into the hole?
No, guys, you're
Yo,
not
that'd
thinking
be some
right.
crazy shit.
You can't
You
see
think
it.
I'm
The
using a
putt,
rigged
the
golf
mat
ball?
is slightly indented all the way to the cup.
Oh, we're calling it that cheese.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Calling-
I'm calling magnet cheese. That's what
We've
I'm
never
calling.
seen a putt hit on land. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, there are people in both my chats who have seen me putt, and they would speak to my putting
land?
prowess on the actual course. Yeah, on land, bro.
Ben, did you see your new
There's
nickname?
clips. It's fucking clips
Ben's
on my
an
stream of me
onliner?
making bomb putts.
No.
yeah, but they
Ben's an
weren't there in
online.
person.
Yo, Tommy.
You could still have
Yeah.
a loaded ball there.
Did you see Ben's new nickname?
Now, what is it?
Hennessy.
Nah, that's insane,
seen-
bro. That's
Benjay.
Ben, are you
Yo.
drinking, bro? You drinking these days?
No, what?
Yo, FaZe Black is in the final, guys. Just
All right,
saying.
bet. Yeah, we're gonna
well,
tune
let's
in.
close
We gotta
the show
close
and
out the
lock
show,
in, yeah.
Asim. We're
Oh,
still
wow.
doing the
Oh, my
show,
bad.
Asim. You know
I
what
thought
I'm
it was
saying?
closed.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. But guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into the watch party and the shows this weekend. We obviously really appreciate all the support. The energy this weekend was fucking insane, and we're going straight into the major, so it's gonna be a good time. We'll obviously be there. Guys, while we're at the major, I'm not sure how much we're gonna go over gameplay. You guys notice we go over gameplay as much as we can online. at the major. We're not. I'm not at my usual setup. Ben's not at his usual setup. It's
I think
hard.
if we want to do it, we should be able to do it. We're gonna have all the gear.
We should be able to pull up a few of them. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to have like 50 clips like I have here.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll do the best we can.
We have no time limit on the space too. I think.
Yeah,
like,
we
have until midnight.
We
so,
should be
every day,
okay
so.
on the time. We should be okay. So we shouldn't be getting rushed out, which is a good thing. Keep in mind, we won't be in the venue. We'll be outside the venue. We'll be in the hotel somewhere. So hopefully we could get some people that, if any pros are listening and want to hop on, we'd love to have you guys on and get some guests, man. Get some guests on the show. So we'll see what we could do. But we're obviously really excited for it. Huge shout out to Xfinity again, and huge shout out to you guys again, man. You guys have been awesome. So thank you guys all so much for the love, man. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites we're on. Go follow at The Flank on Twitter. Gersh doing a phenomenal job running socials as always. And guys, merchandise dropping Thursday, ZOOMAA.gg, limited pieces. So if you do want something, make sure you get it while you can. All right, take care, brush your hair, take it easy. And we'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy, guys.
See you guys in Miami.
Thank you, brother.
Go Bucky Sound.